Ladies and gentlemen, the first inaugural live Getting Sauce, the podcast. Well, shit. It's been too long. It's been too long. I'm your host, Ryan Lindley. And with me is my... Usually it's the female version, but today I brought the male version. It's my brother-in-law, Ashley's brother, Chef Chris Morrisson. Oh, are you riffing with this?
Kinda, yeah, a little bit.
Get her.
I'm just having a little...
I think he might end up doing our intro eventually.
I'm rusty right now. We'll see how the show goes.
Oh, it sounds great though.
I think I have this feeling like as the show goes on, I'll miraculously become better. So,
Is it because of the edible or the booze?
well, I don't know what you're talking about. I signed an NDA on the first one.
This is brand new for us, everybody. Just so you know, we've not done a live event for Getting Sauce, the podcast, and I kind of had it on the shelf. I had it on the back burner, but we always talk about it. We always talk about doing something fun with this show, right?
Totally, yeah.
You and I have been in talks about doing this exact thing for months and months. Well, yeah, I guess. Because it's been over a year since the food truck.
Days?
Weeks?
Forever.
Minutes.
Long enough that inaction has built to the point where, like we're doing something about it now.
Yeah, exactly.
Right, so.
And don't get me wrong, Getting Sauce, the podcast, has always been about food. And, oh, thanks. But the playlist that we do on Revolution Radio is about music and food and the shit you listen to while you're out barbecuing it and, you know, you're having summer fun. And Canadians, we only get a couple of months of that, so we try to, like, pack it all in. So the nice thing about having my brother-in-law, which his Twitter handle is fucking or his Twitter name is perfect. It's Renaissance Man, because the dude's an executive chef. The guy can cook the fuck out of anything you give him. And then he can also do this. And it's my favorite. I can listen to him play all day. So starting tonight, we're changing the feel of Getting Sauce, the podcast. And thankfully, we have Chris to help us along with that.
Oh, I'm supposed to help?
you can.
I thought you meant Army Chris was helping.
No, but he is here. Did you know he's here? Guess what, everybody?
To play guitar and look good.
Cheers, fuckers. I miss you guys, man. I really do.
How's it going, dude?
I'm doing good, brother. How are you?
Pretty good, not bad. Pretty fly for a white guy. It's good to hear your voice.
For a white guy, it's been
How's
a
things on the West?
well, hey, listen, man. She's playoffs, baby. So
No, I hear that.
Where are we with the Leafs game? Anybody? We're the only.
Last I checked, it was 1-0 Boston in the end of the first.
One Dick Boston. Okay, good to know. We'll give you updates throughout the show tonight, because I know, like, thank you if you're from Ontario and you're tuning into this rather than the game, or you have them both.
Mind-boggling.
I'm happy. Thank you for being here. This was very impromptu, like I said, and it's hard to nail Chris down for, especially with all the gear, and like we brought everything. He brought his cab. I had to mic his cab. It's over on the other side of our the Getting Sauce Studios.
We're basically
which is
making an album right now. It's like a studio down here.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun, right? So we're gonna, now that we know, I think we're gonna put some things up. We're gonna put some.
Summer's coming. We can do acoustic stuff too, and Ashley's got the ukuleles. We got bongos. We're gonna arrange some very festive summer stuff. I think as time goes on.
You know what you need, and Chris, we're going to talk about what you're up to as well, because a lot of people haven't heard from you in a while. Sorry, Army Chris.
It's been a while, yeah.
This guy is he's gonna record the shit out of, like, he's gonna be the sound of every one of our shows. We're gonna get him to do intro beds for everything.
Sure. Yeah.
Like, I like my intro bed, don't get me wrong, it's fun. But when you got him, why would I use this? Right?
You know what kills me? Here, I'm gonna tell you right now. So I've done a lot of cool shit in my life. But you meet a guy like fucking Jeff, who can cook, and then I find out he can play the fucking guitar like that. It's like, why am I on the planet? Like, I'm just wasting space.
We're all a bunch of fucking useless pieces of shit compared to this guy over here. I know.
I'm wasting space because more people like
we
him
all have talents. That's what I always say.
Oh,
right? Like,
buddy,
everybody's got their God-given
no idea,
skills,
man.
and there's things that I am not good at. Let's be real here, right?
like fucking name one.
Yeah. Jay Crick on X says watching the Leafs game is bad luck for the Leafs. So they should be here. They should watch us.
That's fair.
And then maybe they'll give the Leafs a chance.
For sure.
How's your Oilers there, Chrissy?
So, it's one of those, okay, if you're a Leafs fan, we'll get into hockey very briefly and then move on with the show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
I want to hear what the vibe is out west. Yeah.
It's insane. It's like, for us, this is the fucking do or die. So there's a massive pressure on the Oilers.
Yeah.
Massive pressure on Connor McDavid.
Draisaitl.
It's like fucking do or die. And
yeah.
So game one, right on. Game two, everybody's stressing out. Typical Edmonton fan. Fuck them, they fucking suck. Fucking shit the bed. And then last night was bizarre. I've never seen so many penalties in my life. I saw penalties I never even knew.
It was pretty bad, yeah.
I didn't even know were penalties. Like, they got two-man advantages and murdered them.
Oh, wow.
And it's just a nail biter. Like, we're gonna get past LA, but it's like, you gotta get past Vegas, man. If you can't fucking beat Vegas. If you beat Vegas, you're gonna win. Or, that's the theory, right? And so it's fucking
tough go. Let's be
stressful right now. Anybody who's an Oilers fan is, and I'm going to try and speak for all of them. It's stressful. It's a stressful time right now. It's like, you got to get it done this year, because if you don't, we're going to go through a fucking decade of darkness rebuilding period. I feel bad for the Leafs. I do,
because the Leafs have been through.
I hate the Leafs. I have to. No disrespect to all the Ontario people, I think we're having Leafs fans. Oh,
what's going on with it?
Fight's back.
I don't know what happened. Yeah, are you there, Chris?
Russian spies, man.
I'm there. I've got an issue.
Christoph.
I got an issue here where I can't.
Are we good?
Oh, there we go. Here we are. Yeah, we're good. Everybody in the audience, hopefully you can.
I think we're back.
Twice, okay.
I think we're good.
We're back.
So I mean,
we're all good now.
You can make fun of like the last time the Leafs won the cup. No one landed on the moon. There was no internet, and like 5 different genders have been created since then. I get that. So it's tough for everybody.
Yeah,
it's tough. Yeah,
100%.
Big pressure up here in Canada, man.
Let me be clear. I do not hate the Leafs. I hate Leafs fans.
That's kind of it for me as well.
Is that fair?
Man, I get it.
Is that fair to say?
I'm a Leafs fan, and I hate Leafs fans and the Leafs. So, I totally get it, man.
It's a struggle. It's an Ontario struggle, guys.
I hear no lies in this man's logic.
I still can't believe like fucking Hamilton doesn't have like that area doesn't have another NHL team. You know why you don't? Because the Maple Leafs organization will not allow another NHL team within 200 kilometers or something.
It's hard to explain unless you live here how close Buffalo is.
Well, no, it's right across the street. I get that.
Yeah, it pretty much is, especially like where we live.
Between Toronto and Buffalo, ain't no.
Have you guys ever like fucking crossed the border to watch a game in Buffalo?
Yeah, I've been to Buffalo.
Oh,
I've been to a Sabres game. Yeah, and you know what? Yeah. It's like
it's
20. It's $20,
right?
You know what I mean? You can park for $5, and apparently Mississauga is rattling cages right now to try and get a team.
I don't see why they wouldn't.
You're fighting mafia to do that,
dude.
Oh,
Hamilton,
old Italian money and whatnot. Yeah,
Hamilton has been legit, fucking. Man.
The Portuguese
arguing.
mafia ain't having it.
Remember the guy from Blackberry, Jim Balsillie? Jim Balsillie from Blackberry.
I thought Hamilton
wanted
was
to.
going to get a team.
Yeah, well, Jim Balsillie from
That's what Rod's saying.
from
yeah.
Blackberry had given up the. He said, "I'll pay for everything. I'll pay for the upgrades.
Yeah.
I'll pay for it all,
And I'll even give everybody a Blackberry."
And because of Maple Leaf fucking sports
That
and
ended
entertainment, because of MLSC,
yes,
we got fucked, and nobody calls it out. And this, and like anybody that's from Steeltown, from Hamilton, that is a Leafs fan is an asshole cuck, in my opinion, because you had a chance to have a fucking team here,
Yep.
and you let the MLSC fuck us, you know. So
no, and that's what I remember. It's like I remember I'm out in Edmonton, Alberta, right? I remember. Oh shit! There's going to be another team in Ontario, which is awesome, right? Because some of the greatest players in the game, actually most of the greatest players in the game, come from Ontario.
Yep.
Canada, right?
Well, yeah, or Russia. Russia
Northern
does.
Europe.
Russia does well too. Come on.
No, but
Northern and Eastern Europe.
I don't know.
Some great players.
The top two guys that ever played the game, Wayne Gretzky and Connor McDavid, are all of Ontario.
Yeah.
Austin Matthews. You know, they're fucking from Ontario, man. I don't know.
Yeah, I know.
Ain't a lot of Alberta boys that are up there, but there's some.
A lot of hockey in Alberta, though, like in the minor league level and
huge,
stuff like that.
man.
It's huge out there.
Very big. But I was
not much else to do out there in the wintertime.
No, I was disappointed when that whole shit show unfolded that Ryan was talking about, where it was shot down. That no, you're not going to get an NHL team. I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about, man? The Arizona Coyotes are playing in a fucking 200-person arena. Now they're going to Utah, full Mormon, because you won't be able to buy a beer at the game. Anybody going to fucking the Salt Lake City arena can't get a beer.
All right.
We can't get a team. Anyway, we can move
All
on.
right, listen. Yeah, let's move on from hockey. We're not here for hockey.
Yeah,
we're here.
no, we're
we're here.
I love digging into the Coyotes. So.
It is funny. It is kind of funny.
It's hilarious.
Gary Bettman has a thing for the Arizona Coyotes. Let's be honest. Come on. Let's just say it right here on the show. We can move on right
like
after.
a little pee hard on.
Okay,
It's a pee hard on for it.
See, fucking Chris brought it up. I was done until you just said what
Okay, listen.
Gary Bettman.
Get it out of your system.
Okay, I'm going to get this out of my system.
Okay.
In order of people I hate, JT is number 1 and Gary Bettman is 2.
That's, I get that. I'm okay with that list.
Like, I think he hires referees to fuck Canadian teams. And I'm done. 100%. Ryan, I'm done. It's your show.
It's okay. No, it's okay. I'm fine with this. This is we literally we don't have a
You're allowed several tinfoil hat.
The prep
takes.
sheet I have here was from Casual Friday.
Script, right?
Yeah, there's nothing. So what we decided to do, because like I say, the Renaissance Man is sitting with me.
Oh, come
and
on.
It's your name on Twitter. You fucking named yourself.
Did you ever think on Twitter I was just maybe being facetious?
You should rename yourself at Yes Jeff.
Yes, Jeff.
YesJeff.com.
Right?
So
I have all your latest pancake recipes right here at YesJeff.
Fucking 100%, man.
We had an awesome dinner tonight. Okay, so what
did you have?
So we made like just like a Greek salad and some souvlaki skewers, chicken and pork, right?
Okay.
And we talked about Chris's time at Michael's on the Thames. You know Michael's on the Thames, don't you, Chris? Where is it again?
London, Ontario. It's right on the River Thames in London, Ontario.
Yeah.
Off of York Boulevard, downtown London.
That's right. Okay. Yeah. So
my response to that as an Alberta guy is that near Ontario?
Well,
no,
the best. Okay,
I know
actually,
where it is.
You know what? Let's bookmark that and talk about. You know that Chris did time in Alberta, right? As a chef?
Oh yeah.
Yes, we've had that conversation. Yep.
I went through the Alberta chef system.
I've been
a completely reformed individual.
Where were you? What was it called?
So
again?
what I did was I lived in Alberta. I lived in Canmore, Alberta originally.
Oh man.
And then what I did was I went to SAIT for the culinary program there.
Yep.
And I did that for about a year, but basically all the professors that I had there saw what I was doing as far as working and whatnot. And they were like, go apprentice here. Like, we'll set you up with the chefs.
Okay.
So they were like, so what I did was I went and finished the rest of it via the apprenticeship program in Alberta. So I did most of my stuff in Alberta. Yeah.
Yeah. And, we talked about that when I was out there.
Yeah. I cut my teeth in the hotels and the ski resorts of Banff and Canmore and Kananaskis. And yeah, I bounced around that scene for years.
You had a lot of good stories from those times, right? And
yeah, crazy stories.
When you see chefs like it's now it's like a rock star status for certain people. Like when like even me, like I think I hold chefs like good chefs up in that pedestal in that same thing. You had some fucking tight stories about your time in Canmore that I've heard, and the thought of like we like I say, we put them on that pedestal, but at the same time, what they go through and what like you couch surfed while you were there, you were sleeping on fucking floors, you were like it wasn't a rock star life.
No, it's like
from anybody inside. From the outside, it
Right.
looked fantastic and prestigious and amazing, but it really isn't, is it?
Well, absolutely not.
No.
It's terrible. Like I have memories for sure of like, you know, hanging out with certain people who were also in the industry, and we found a certain comfort in the fact that we could all hang out together after shifts, recuperate via drinking, stories, music, blah blah blah, hanging out, smoking cigarettes.
Right out of a Bourdain book.
Yeah, right. And then, you know, the whole idea was like you knew who was who. It was like, okay, you and me got to go to sleep first because we got to wake up and do brunch. Nobody wants to do that.
And brunch sucks, right?
So shut up when I go to bed. 'Cause you guys are coming in at noon to relieve us so we can go smoke. Do you know what I mean? But there was a lot of, for sure. I remember like not trying to be whatever, but you know, you had a night with a woman, a night of passion with somebody, and yeah, you'd be
You can say you're banging broads. It's fine.
You'd be waking up on a couch, kind of, you know, with that booze taste in your mouth. Oh God, I gotta brush my teeth somehow and make it in for a brunch shift at 7 a.m. in some godforsaken Rocky Mountain hotel, right? And yeah, they'd pick you up on a
How
bus.
long were you there?
I was in Alberta the first time for 4 or 5 years, and then I came back to Ontario, but then I still did the traveling gypsy thing.
Yeah.
And then I went back out west at one point for another year-ish, not quite, 8 months, something like that.
Wow.
But yeah, the second time I went out west, I was right up north. I was like, the sun wasn't going down until 2 a.m. That's how far I was.
Now,
holy shit.
In Alberta, yeah.
Wow.
Past Fort McMurray.
Chris, we talked about that stuff, and just so everybody who's
Absolutely.
watching or listening later, like I know Ryan Lindley's an amazing cook, 100%.
Oh, yeah.
He is. 100,000% he is. I think I do all right. So we're all know where we are on a kitchen, but Chris is the fucking shit.
Oh, dude.
And he's lived the life, and people have said to me, you know, hey, why don't you should fucking, and Ryan, I'm sure you heard this too. You should open a restaurant. I'm like, fuck
every
that
time.
shit. Like, no fucking way, man.
I wouldn't do it without him. I'll tell you that right now. I would not
do it with him. But it's just a lot of work. I'm like, that's not for me. I enjoy cooking for as a stress reliever, not a stress creator.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, and that's it. That's it for me. I think it would ruin it.
thing.
It would ruin it for me.
Yeah, then dude, 100%. That's what I've said. It'll ruin it. And I have nothing. And I know a lot of fucking restaurant owners in Edmonton and chefs and cooks and stuff. And I would not want their lives.
No.
I would not want their lives.
No, it would drive me crazy. Like, and I know that it would turn me off. And it makes sense when you hear about, like, you ask a chef, like Gordon Ramsay. What's Gordon Ramsay's favorite food when he's not in the kitchen? It's a Big Mac.
Yeah,
it's a fucking Big Mac from McDonald's, and it makes sense because you're making this amazing, fucking life-changing, memory embedding food for people, and you're tasting it as you go. I get it, but to do that at home, why would you do that at home? You know, like I totally understand it. I get it.
Yeah, like
what does that do for you, Chris?
Yeah, let's ask
Chef Chris.
Chef.
I gotta say Chef Chris and Army Chris because I got two Chris's, right? So
that's what makes it easy.
What does that do? What does that do for you? Like, do you find yourself, because I've seen you in the zone, like when we have a family dinner, because again, he's my brother-in-law, right? So we have family dinners together.
We might have interactions sometimes.
On the occasion.
And he's in the zone when we've got a 9-course turkey dinner thing going on. But what does that do for you? Like being that chef, coming from that that world. When you're at home and you're like, I'm hungry, I'm gonna make something.
Right.
Is it a hot dog, or is it a will you fuck yourself over with like an incredibly intricate meal?
That's a
just
great
for
question.
It does
That's a
happen.
great question.
Don't get me wrong. Like, it does happen. I think when you're any kind of cook, it doesn't matter how good of a cook you are. I think all cooks sort of see the value of being able to stuff things into, whether it be like a wrap, a pita, a hamburger, a hot dog bun. That ability to take something that you know is tested and true,
Yeah.
and that you don't have to fuck with, and put that in some sort of like white bread vestibule that, again, you don't have to fuck with it.
Yeah.
That sort of consistent ability to have that food mouth texture experience is pretty paramount, I think.
Yeah.
Like a good hot dog with a steamed bun, it's phenomenal.
Oh, yeah, I agree.
Right?
So what is it for you though? Like, is it more experimental when you're trying to eat something fun? Like,
I'll be honest with you, okay? Like, I've always loved, like, I learned when I was young, you learn from the chefs above you.
Mm-hmm.
And then, yeah, you go home. Well, you don't go home. The thing is, you go home and
No,
change.
apparently you
and
don't.
Then you went to the bar, and we all went out and we drank and we did stupid stuff. You crashed, but before you crashed, you made craft dinner or whatever it was, and you sort of added in your little weird stuff, or you did some little arrangements with some pitas, and as you lay there,
you just make it
sort
fuel.
of falling asleep. That is definitely where that fuel comes from, where it's like, you know what, tomorrow I'm going to wake up and go to work,
Yeah.
and I'm actually going to redo this again, but I'm going to make it the best fucking version of what I'm falling asleep beside right now.
Oh, wow.
Tomorrow. And that's something that's been a present theme in my life.
So I thought of it backwards. I thought of it the other way, where you would get the inspo from like what you're doing at work and then go home and try and recreate it, or like mess with it. But you're saying you're going to take you're going to take Kraft fucking 99-cent box of fucking mac and cheese.
Yeah.
You're going to eat that and you're going to be like, I'm going to work tomorrow.
Reverse engineer it.
And I'm going to make this a $25 dish
100%.
on a menu.
Yeah.
That's fucking wild.
That's fucking awesome.
Isn't that cool? Like, I
and
wish.
it's like, because as you're laying there eating that, or sitting on your couch, whatever it is, you're eating that, you're satisfying yourself with, like I said, with that consistent meal, right? A hot dog or a Kraft dinner, yeah, it's crap. McDonald's, it's crap.
Yeah, of course.
But
but it's still delicious, and it's consistent.
As a cook, that if you can in turn replicate something that evokes that same sort of illicit craving response nullifier, that you will fucking unleash. That is that's an ace of spades in a game of euchre.
That feels like a challenge, gentlemen.
Yeah, right.
So to turn around and be like,
for all three of us to say, hey, let's agree on a dish or some fast food fucking shit that everybody says is garbage, and say, hey, I'm gonna make that better.
Yeah,
I'm gonna give you guys a freebie right now.
Give us a freebie.
Hamburger Helper, right? You buy a box of Hamburger
Fuck me and
Helper.
my woman. We're talking about Hamburger Helper today, so I want to
forget
hear
the
this.
box. Forget the box. You never buy the box.
All right.
Okay.
What do we got?
Right. You buy the ground beef. You buy the noodle. You buy a can of tomatoes. You can have stock herbs, garlic, shallots, whatever seasonings, herbs, aromatics on top of that you want.
Mm-hmm.
But think about it. If you could saute off your meat, add in your noodles while they're hot with tomatoes, stock, butter, sauce, garlic, whatever. Boom. Fake cheese, real cheese, both.
Both. Yeah.
You're right.
Both.
If you got sour cream maybe in your fridge, whatever it might be, cream cheese, that is your Hamburger Helper du jour.
Oh my God.
Right?
That sounds, I want it now.
I want that now.
I want it right now. I know,
you are
right?
going to feed a family of 4 to 6 quite efficiently.
And cheaply.
And on the cheap, right?
It's on the cheap.
Buy some white bread, fucking have at her.
Chef, I have a question for you. And I know Ryan can resonate with me on this, and I'm sure you can too.
Resonate with both of us.
Do you ever get like fucking writer's block, and you're like, fuck me, man, at home?
Yeah, that's a good question.
Oh, yeah.
Right? Like, I'm just making the same shit over and like fucking hitting the wall.
Cooking at home is tough because it's
very
cooking
tough.
at home, it can feel utilitarian, right?
Yeah.
I have to make dinner tonight because it's fucking Tuesday. And if you don't make dinner for Tuesday, then you won't have lunch for Wednesday. And that means that Wednesday you're going to have to go buy your lunch, which means you're going to be late coming back from your break because you had to buy lunch. And now, it's basically what? Is it Friday yet?
Yeah.
I don't know what happened there, but
Yeah,
I'm
'cause-
angry. I'm very upset.
So for me, I have a
So to
fucking
break the blues of that.
I have a meat hoarding problem. My
We talked
freezers
about
are
this
full.
before,
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's like
man.
Popsy. He's like Popsy. I saw these
Nobody's
freezers.
really like Popsy.
No, I saw
I-
these freezers.
I really want to break that mold. And I started front loading the back freezer to the kitchen freezer and said, I'm not fucking ordering no skip the dishes, nothing. I'm
Yeah.
going to use this shit till it's gone, and I keep going and keep going and keep going.
Fuck
And
yeah.
I've been I don't know, is this 70% successful on that?
You've got a sweet meat hookup though, Army
I
Chris.
have several meat hookups. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, you get like every time I turn on my Instagram, he's cooking some Wagyu fucking something or other. I'm like, where the fuck are you getting all this?
Here's my plug, ladies and gentlemen. Lakeside Farmstead, north of Edmonton, Wagyu cross beef. I got an elk hookup down by Red Deer. I got a lamb guy. I got a chicken guy. I don't go to fucking grocery store. Oh, Dave's in the house.
Oh, Army Dave is there.
He's asked Army Dave is here. He's asking me if I need another rye. I'm like, yeah, fuck.
Yeah, I
do.
need another drink too. I hope my wife is watching.
Oh my
she's
God.
upstairs
You need
playing.
another drink. This
Thanks,
is my
Dave.
I know
first
you
sip.
haven't even had a sip. I
But
know.
yeah, I get writer the cooking version of writer's block.
Writer's block. Yeah,
And-
I do
and
it
I
too. I get stuck in a loop.
So,
And I get
yeah,
mad at
like-
myself. I get mad at myself. So what I did to get over it is I printed off a bunch of cool recipes off whatever on the internet. Like I file them,
Yeah.
like your grandmother used to do with a little recipe thing.
Oh yeah, for
Yeah,
sure.
I have my mom's in
Same
our
here,
yeah. I have my,
It's not so much about like I need a
Rolodex.
recipe. I know what the fuck I'm doing. but
Rolodex
it's
of
just
recipes, yeah.
it's kind of an inspiration thing to say, hey, make this, do this
yeah,
tonight.
or make
yeah.
it better, or do something like try to fuck with it.
Step
you know?
outside your comfort
Right,
zone.
and
That's why I love cookbooks. I
had a-
still love like
Yeah.
an old school like hard copy cookbook because
I still love them. I love to pick them up and read them, and I have a lot of them. I had a
Yay,
challenge
books.
going on with a buddy of mine who's also a good cook in Calgary, and I said, okay, imagine a cooking channel challenge because they're all bullshit anyway. But I said I would call him
Hi.
up. I would call him up
Ashley's
and
here,
say,
everybody. Ladies and gentlemen, Ashley Lindley is here.
Ashley,
Ashley.
the lovely Ashley Lindley.
She's not on this show because she ended up getting
She high
addicted.
as
To,
fuck?
she well, kind of, but she got she picked up a
Dave.
new addiction today because of her brother.
Dave's the rag. Oh, okay, yeah,
Yeah, and she's upstairs playing Fallout.
guitar.
No, she's playing
Nice.
Fallout,
Oh, fuck that.
the
fucking-
game.
I brought my computer over so Ashley could play any Fallout she wanted.
So I'm on episode
We're watching
3
it
of the
now.
series.
Same
right?
with us. I don't want
I-
any spoilers.
No.
Don't fucking spoil this.
But I did play because I'm a video game junkie, and I played
Yeah.
I'm 53, so I grew up in the golden age of arcade games, right?
Yeah.
So I'm a legit video game junkie.
Yep. Yep.
And
That's
I
fair.
played the Fallout games, and fuck, man, the show was good. That's all I'm gonna say.
Dude,
No-
Ashley,
I love it.
Ashley started tonight. Okay, like and it was very passive. So Chris
Yeah.
showed up to do this tonight with us, and I thought Ashley was going to be part of the show. We got another mic set up. We'll figure the cameras
She
out.
should
It'll be
be.
fine. No, she won't. She won't leave the fucking couch upstairs. She's got the
No,
show
she's
on.
fucking hook, line, sinker, all in.
She's got the
right?
show on the TV, and she's still playing with the fucking controller, playing Fallout right now.
Ashley
It's
doesn't want to
hilarious.
listen to me play guitar. It goes back to when we were kids and stuff
Yeah.
like that, right? Like I'm 18 years old and bringing girls home and going,
Oh, listen,
right? And she's
I-
like,
I have
so
a.
it's one of those things. Ashley
have a-
doesn't want to hang
Makes
out with
sense.
me when I play
I have a
guitar. And
spontaneous-
that's cool.
I have a spontaneous question for you guys,
Okay.
and there's a backstory. So I'm going to ask you right now.
All right.
The weirdest place you've ever bought ingredients or food.
Ooh.
Oh, we just talked about this.
Did you?
You talked about Chris told me a cool story about when he was up north and
Okay.
your bronzed
Oh,
your
yeah.
bronzed fennel from the gay guy. That was my favorite
Yeah,
fucking
I had
story
this
ever.
dude when I was
Oh,
up in
this is the best. So
Bruce County or Huron County, up near
I
that
want to
area.
fucking hear this.
you got to hear this. This is so good.
I was running a resort up Highway 6 in Huron, Ontario, like far up Highway 6 towards Lake Huron, is it?
Yeah.
Or Erie?
Oh
Huron?
no, it's what's the bay?
Georgian Bay.
Georgian Bay. Yeah.
So, on the,
So,
on the cheap side.
Owen Sound.
Oh, in Sound.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
exactly. Lions had
Yeah.
that area, right? So
Okay.
I was running a really like rink-a-dink kind of like bed and breakfast / resort up there. And I was doing like, kind of cutesy lunches and fine dining dinners. It wasn't going super well. But at the same time, I was stuck up in this resort. And what was the original thing?
The weird ingredients that where's the weirdest place you've ever procured?
place.
Right. So
An
I
ingredient.
have a story on the
basically-
back end.
Okay.
I was living on site at this resort, and I would venture into all these little communities and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And at some point, I had ventured into some covenant, some market, and yes, an older homosexual man, I guess, had taken a shine to me when I said I was a chef or whatever. So he would show up at the restaurant every week,
Okay.
and he would have the coolest stuff. He would
Yeah.
have bronzed fennel.
What's a bronzed fennel? Like
brother, I'm telling you,
Yeah,
it'd be
you
like a
need to-
bulb of fennel, but it was the color of copper. It was gorgeous, and
Wow.
like where you'd have the green sort of fennel tops.
Yeah.
they were like silvery and wispy, and so I would do all kinds of cool fennel salads and deep fried tempura tops, and because the colors were just out of this world, right? And
Nice.
this gentleman, he brought me all kinds of weird mushrooms. No, figures he loved weird mushrooms, of
course.
right? But he
cut
brought me
or
all
uncut?
courgettes and aubergines, and that's zucchinis and eggplants for you uncultured people, and tomatoes and all kinds of cool stuff this guy would bring me. Of all the people that I worked with up there, he was probably the coolest. And I got, smoked whitefish and cigarettes from the same supplier.
This is what I mean. I love these stories. Like I love shit like
This
this.
is
From a
what we're
very nice
talking
native
about, man.
fellow.
This is why Ryan, for everybody watching or listening, why
Okay.
Ryan needs to keep doing this podcast. So fucking pump the fucking tires. He needs to
I
keep
know.
doing this.
I know. We should
I
do
know.
this.
I know you know.
All right. So tell us yours, Chris. Where's
Okay.
where's the strangest or most
All right.
peculiar?
So there's.
I can't say the word peculiar.
Oh yes, you
peculiar.
can. Peculiar. All right. So
Peculiar.
get this. There's this bar. So I'm in Edmonton, Alberta, Canada. The prairies is fuck. And there's
Okay.
this
Oh, I
fucking.
know them prairies.
There's this. It's not a dive bar, but it's your local.
Hey, look at
Hamilton people can relate to this. Your local strip mall bar, right? Anyways, Dave, who just brought me this Ryan Coke, or Ryan's
Yeah.
fucking ginger, he came home last week with a case of scallops. And I said,
Why? Case.
like a fucking case,
The fuck is that worth?
$200.
Holy
Well,
fuck. Yeah, of course
nor-
it is. Jesus.
Normally $224, but he says I got it for $200. So where the fuck did you get these? He goes, there's this guy who shows up in this strip mall parking lot next to the bar that's selling fucking scallops out of the back of his van.
Oh my
I'm
God.
like,
Imagine the
of course-
smell.
Of course, actually they're quite good. It's a legit company.
Yeah, and they've got like dry ice and shit, of course.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
I pulled them all out and broke them down into like 8-piece portions and shit and food savored them. But I'm like, you fucking bought scallops out of a van in a parking lot in Edmonton? Like, do you know how fucked up that sounds?
That's like a Trailer Park Boys thing.
It
Like,
is, man. But
That's what it sounds like to me.
They're actually legit good scallops. Like I fucking checked them all out, and it is a reputable company.
Yeah.
But like that's how they're peddling their wares to get by in this world that we live in today.
I'm trying to think, and you know what?
And I'm gonna make some tomorrow. I'm making some tomorrow.
I want to. Again, there's no format to the show, but Chris was nice enough to lug all this gear over. I'd
Yeah,
like to.
man,
I want to hear
let's play it.
something, but
Give
I'm
us
gonna
some
let
thought.
I'm gonna let the audience pick because
Oh yeah,
he put a challenge out on my Twitter tonight saying, you know what, just throw a request at me and I'll try and play it. So if you're in the comments, shoot a comment in, and Chris is gonna try and serenade us with something really good. I want
and
to
then
hear
me
it.
and Ryan go for a smoke.
Well, I'm already smoking. You can leave.
I gotta. No, but I want to hear it. I want to hear it. Yeah,
Yeah, it's really good.
come on, viewers.
Yeah.
What do you want? What do you want?
What do you want? What do you
chat
want to hear,
play?
Chris? Let's start with you, and then we'll let the comments fill up a bit.
What do I want to hear? I would
My
like to
comments are
hear.
now, or you have me down. It's okay. If you
No, I can hear you.
I would pick a song by Jimi Hendrix called "Little Wing."
Oh my God.
I know.
Are you
See?
good? Are you
He's
ready?
playing
No,
some
no,
blue
no,
shit.
I don't
No.
know. I don't know, man.
That seems a little intricate.
That tune up.
All right, Jen. All right, Jen in the comments. Jen Waddell in the comments wants to hear
hi,
"Come
Jen.
As You Are" by Nirvana. Can you do some
can you
Nirvana
do that?
for us?
Can you do Nirvana?
I've never heard of Nirvana.
Yeah, so their lead singer decided he wanted to be a dolphin. That's all I can tell you.
He wanted to be a what?
A dolphin.
Oh,
Shitty joke. We can move on.
That's terrible.
I fucking hated Nirvana. But anyway, they killed the metal, man.
How it starts?
Oh, listen to this shit.
Ladies and gentlemen, Getting Sauced exclusive with Chef Chris Morrisson. Nirvana, Come As You Are. Getting Sauced, the podcast on Revolution Radio Canada. Motherfucker. You motherfucker.
I don't sing, by the way. I hope they didn't tune in thinking I was going to song and dance them or
That
something.
was incredible.
You're incredible.
Oh, it sounded so good.
You sound so good. You should try radio or something.
I should.
You got one of those voices.
Maybe. Yeah, voice for a face for radio too.
Totally.
Yeah, 100%.
Thank you. Thanks, Jen.
Oh, that was fantastic. Thank you. Yeah, absolutely. What? Okay, Chris ran out for a butt. While
Think
he's
of more
gone,
songs, Jen, because nobody else likes us.
let's talk. Let's talk more about you and about how this started. And
about me.
Yeah, this is you. This is your show today. This is why you're here.
That's
okay.
preposterous.
Well, I wouldn't have pulled all this gear in for anybody else.
We've been day drinking too.
Yeah, we have.
Oh my goodness.
I stayed away from the pot gummies though.
Oh no.
Yeah, I didn't take
That was
any.
all me, wasn't
No,
it?
I wouldn't have been able to hit live. I wouldn't even known what to do if that was the case.
Did it sound
we'd be
good
talking
on
to each
there?
other.
Like, for the people listening, did it sound like a professional guitar player-ish?
Yeah. Did it sound good? I want to know, because this is, like I say, this is brand new for us, and we're gonna do these a little
I got
more
my
often.
amp in the back. We're all mic'd up.
Yeah, if you want to see it,
it's
actually,
tight,
you know what
man.
I'll do? I'm gonna ISO your camera.
This is like Woodstock.
And I'm going to
99.
pull this. Charlie's here too. You can see his little legs. See that? Charlie's here. And he loves when Chris plays guitar here. But
Charlie's
that's
chilling.
the setup right there. We got some blankets in the back just to kind of muffle it.
Yeah.
There's a mic that's got on an arm, on an amp, and it's running through the board right here.
I might have some stomp boxes and things.
Oh yeah, and yeah, Chris. Here's again. This is no pro video, but it's going to be more for the audio. But this is what. Explain to us what you got here. What's going on?
Oh my goodness.
Like that's a lot of shit for a guitar. Like
I don't know what you're talking about.
what's going on here?
So every guitar player, like I used to play live in bands and whatnot. And so you need to be able to access a plethora of sounds basically on the fly when you play electric guitar.
Right.
So like my guitar, the first thing it runs into is this yellow guy right here.
Mm-hmm.
And what this does is it recreates two different like Marshall amps.
Okay.
So it recreates like an older kind of like late 60s, early 70s Marshall, think Jimi Hendrix, Eric Clapton, Led Zeppelin.
Mm-hmm.
It gives you that sort of dry, abrasive, rough kind of Marshall sound.
Yeah.
And if I flip a switch, then I can get like a more contemporary, modern kind of, not metal, but like think Motley Crue, AC/DC.
Okay.
That kind of thing. This right here is an overdrive pedal. It helps push the tubes in the amp to get a little more color harmonics. This is an on-band EQ that I use because I'm an EQ-ophile. This is a chorus pedal. It gives you that sort of rotary, milky, spinning speaker sound for like exactly like that Nirvana kind of.
Yeah. Oh yeah, because it's like,
almost like a vibrato effect. It's taking the note. One note is being sort of sent back and delayed, and then the other one's being pitch shifted, kind of.
It's like it's almost like the mids are like cranked and everything else
Your
is kind of
mids
like
are cranked.
You want to crank my mid?
This guy right here is like a phaser pedal, they call it, right? So it's a phase shifting unit, and you could do some Pink Floyd kind of.
Yeah, it gets all like mystic and cosmic.
That's the best way. That's the technical way to describe it.
Cosmic?
How did you nail that?
I know.
And
sounds
this
so
right here
good.
is a flanger. Gives you kind of like a jet plane effect.
What did you gave me an example tonight of the flanger, like what it's super important for, like for the sound, like what's the sound that you.
So it kind of does this swirling silver metallic space thing.
Yeah, it's really like not
If I could describe it.
metallic is a good word for that.
Yeah, I'd say so.
Like you can taste it on your
Van
tongue.
Halen.
It's very
in the
9-volt battery.
The
on
first,
the
like the
tongue.
old Van Halen records had some flange. He would do like some, if I may.
Yeah, please.
Kind of like
That's
that.
wild.
You're
Fuck,
wild.
I wish I could do that. Like, I wish I could do what you do. Oh, it sounds so cool. It just sounds so neat.
Thanks, guys.
That was
Playing
great.
guitar is super cool. Stay in school.
Stay in school.
Oh, Chris is back.
Chris is back. Chris
I'm
came
back.
back.
I'm back. How
I
did
can't.
you?
I can't remember how to do this.
You missed
Hang
the
on.
whole thing. So
No,
you'll have to go back and get a Cole's notes. I'm sorry.
When did you
There we go.
like? At what point in high school did you say, "I'm fucking don't like calculus. I like guitars"?
And that was my next question. Like, where did that's where we went? Where
Yeah.
did
My
this start?
first guitar, I
for
was
you?
probably like 10. And I just remember wanting one because it seemed to be like, I know the radio always had, in the 90s, there was always pop kind of music and rock music. And so I definitely wanted a guitar just because I liked it.
Yeah.
That's all I can remember.
Who
But
was
then
your
I
influence? Who was your
do
influence,
remember
Chris?
the first time I heard Nirvana.
Okay.
Nirvana was a big one, and then the Smashing Pumpkins.
Yeah.
And then
you're a
Green
huge
Day.
Corgan guy, right? Like you're a huge you
Stuff like
have so
that.
much respect
Billy
for
Corgan.
that
Oh
guy.
yeah, right. And that was just Soundgarden was another one. Stone
Well,
Temple
see,
Pilots.
there you go.
All that
Because
music was just really rich to me, so I gravitated towards that. Really,
I'm the oldest man on the show tonight, and I'm an
True.
80s metal guy.
Yeah.
And I fucking hated the grunge Seattle sound, but
You didn't
I,
like that, eh?
yeah.
I didn't like it, but I'll tell you what I do like. Anything Chris Cornell ever touched, he's God to me. Like he's just,
Can I make a bold
and
statement?
Dave
Yeah.
Grohl. And
Can I
Dave
make-
Grohl.
All right.
Yes.
Can I make a bold statement?
Absolutely.
Especially with
Sure,
you.
of course you
I'd like you to know this is how I think.
Okay.
If you were to ask me who has the best voice in rock and roll, it's Chris Cornell.
That's actually Ryan. That's
Sorry.
not a bold
Okay.
statement because I
No.
think I said that on one of my my radio shows on Revolution Radio Live. I think I agree with you. I think Chris Cornell is the best male. Okay, hang on.
Male rock. Okay, yeah,
Well,
male.
rock because I think Freddie Mercury
Of all
is the
time?
greatest voice of all time. Male. I
But-
think Whitney Houston is the greatest female voice of all time. But when you get
Okay.
into what you're talking about, Chris
Sure.
Cornell is fucking tier 1.
But okay, but I'm talking. Okay, like I'm gonna take Freddie Mercury out just for a second because
and that's fair. That's fair.
he was a
His own
classical.
thing.
He was a classic. Like he was very unique. I mean, for rock, like for that grunge era of rock and roll,
Cornell's king.
Cornell was king, right?
My lighter got stuck to my pedal board.
That happens. Oh my god.
Okay, the gummy has made its way. Everybody, ladies and gentlemen, this show is now brought to you by 200 milligram gummies.
THC.
I'm dynamite. TNT.
I'm gonna spend the night.
You would think you. No one's driving home.
TNT. Your insurance is gonna balloon.
How are you not playing? Dan.
I'm trying to light
Can
smoke.
you play
Come
some
on, monkey.
AC/DC?
Yeah,
Come
I
on,
can play
Chris.
AC/DC.
Fucking
He
light
will.
that.
For sure.
Yeah.
That's what the whole thing is. Yeah,
in
tell
a
me.
minute.
Give me something. Tell me.
Oh, I
I'll
want some
play it.
AC/DC, man. All you pick.
So I'm gonna go back and forth. Okay, when we're talking about topics. Okay. Do you want to
Okay.
do this now, or do you want to? All right, hang
It's
on.
your show,
Let's-
bro. Whatever you want to do.
AC/DC, ladies and gentlemen, in the style of.
Fuck yeah.
Yes! Get it!
I fucking love it, man.
Damn it.
Back in Black, the greatest album ever recorded, ladies and gentlemen.
Fuck yeah.
That makes
God.
sense for another Ryan Coke
Damn it.
or Ryan Ginger.
So
Fucking
good.
right on, man. I love it.
Jesus.
I love
There's
that you can
something
do that.
about like, not gonna lie, like if you ever get to play guitar live, like when you're playing behind a couple of 212s or 412 speakers and you're moving a bit of air, there's just something about hitting those open E's
So,
and having it ring behind you. You know?
Yeah.
Like, oh.
yeah, so
And you
he-
just feel it. You can feel it in the back of your fucking eyeballs.
Well, it's like going to
so
a concert. At a
good.
concert, you just get it from this side,
Yeah.
whereas when you're playing it, it comes from behind you.
Yeah.
yeah,
Does
so
that make
neither-
Yeah.
sense?
No, 100%.
me and Ryan haven't done that, but we,
Yeah,
That's not what I heard,
I'm back there playing the fucking triangle, like ting.
brother. You can't talk down about the triangle. Like if you're adding towards the quality of music,
I got cowbell.
then there's no such thing as a bad instrument.
Ryan's
as far
got
as
the
I'm
cowbell.
concerned.
I'm banging out the triangle, and we're like, "Fuck me, we're gonna make some hot dogs after this."
I'll play the mug.
Going,
I'll play the Sheeple Shepherd
Hey.
mug.
nice mug, man.
Okay, so same question, but for your other life.
Oh, okay.
Where did the cooking thing
start?
start? Like, where did that? Like, did you get was it mom?
Yeah, a lot
Mom,
of it
because
was-
mom's a fucking killer cook.
When we were growing up as kids, that was a big part of our day was
Yeah.
having dinner. We always had like cereal or whatever. Like she was good at making sure we had breakfast, obviously, but nighttime, dinner time, that was always a big deal.
Yeah.
And it
So
didn't
Chris-
matter if it
That was
was
the same
our
in my
family
house.
or if people
Chris,
were over
yeah.
or if it was at somebody else's house in the family.
Uh-huh.
Like dinner time was always a big deal, whether it was summertime, wintertime, barbecue, oven, like gathering around was always a big deal. And there's something about like, I don't know why, but I just loved eating. Well, I loved
we
eating
all?
from a young age.
So-
And there was
Yeah.
something about being in control of that. I think I must have hit on the fact that like good food is endorphin crushing.
What,
It's
what
like,
year was
oh,
this?
It's
What- like,
but
what-
it's like drug.
1989,
so 89 is,
1990.
is that when you felt like you wanted to start cooking?
Well, yeah,
I
that's
felt
where we're going here.
The
Okay.
memories that I have, I feel like just watching people eat and the memories associated with it. You know what I mean? Like family getting together, people having good times, drinking, etc.
Yep.
You know, this whole sort of
Yeah.
celebration of life and food, right?
That social,
I hit
the
on
social
that
point
early,
of
I
it.
think.
Was that a big
Like-
part of it? Was the social aspect of the?
That's a part of it, I think.
It's
now
the
that I
event,
think
right?
back,
It becomes an event. I've
And not
always
just
said
that,
a
though,
meal
like,
is an event.
When you go to eat, like I was never one to wait. Like I didn't wait for my mom to come make me a snack when I was hungry. When I was a weird little kid.
Yeah.
I would go in the kitchen and make myself fucking scrambled eggs and toast.
Yeah.
Which is weird for a kid
Well,
of 7 years old
But
or something, or 8 years old. Right?
you know where I think, and I think this is where you and I, this is where we mesh and we don't even know it at this point.
But it's something about that. I'm gonna control this. I'm gonna make the eggs. I'm gonna make them the way I want to make them because
Yeah.
I have watched
Yeah.
and amassed this.
I know
skill
how
set,
it's done as a base,
and I'm gonna add my flair to it. I'm gonna add my expression, my extension,
and
to
that's
it,
where the
right?
fire got lit.
Kinda, I think so.
Yeah. Yeah.
We ate
Because
good as kids.
we're in the same boat a little bit. Mine was a bit earlier than yours, but we grew up in single parent homes,
Oh, definitely.
and not just struggling single parent homes.
Well, even when my dad was around, he
Yeah.
wasn't around.
No,
So yeah, like it was pretty much always my mom.
right.
And
So
that-
and that's kind of why we ended up being the guys, the kind of guys that we are.
Totally.
And I think that's where, like, if you go back at my social media and you look at like the cooking stuff in my social media, it's always about, I'm just trying to redo anything that my mom made. And I don't know about you, Chris. Like, I don't know how yours, because you have the same bug we have.
I do, but here's the thing: neither of my parents could cook worth a fucking shit. They were horrible.
So it was left up to you. Did you start at a young age too,
No.
or the palate was a later thing?
I'll give you. I'll try to do this in 90 seconds or less.
Well, hang on. Before you go, I'd like everybody to remember that this is a guy that would eat MREs out of a foil pack.
Well, that's kind of the direction I'm going.
Okay,
So,
good.
Me and my brother is also a pretty good cook. Not as good as me, but he's pretty good.
Yeah.
Like that.
And it was like we grew up. You know, my mother had a fucking drinking problem and shit. My dad was a workaholic. So you do the math. I'm not going to get into that. It's not a fucking sob story. But I didn't know how to cook.
My name is Chris.
Yeah, exactly. Like, where's my
Been
fucking
20. It's been 21 seconds since I had a drink.
And now I'm an alcoholic. Here's the true story. I'll try to do this. Keep it short and sweet.
Yeah.
It was literally 2003.
Just like your love life.
Yeah, correct. 100% correct. I went to Bosnia in 2003.
Jesus Christ.
I was in Bosnia in 2003, and I ate
Respect.
off the job I had over there at that time was I was eating off the economy. So there was no fast food, nothing. It's all very much what we call organic. They just call it like normal. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I'm
Yeah.
eating
Stuff
all
As
the-
most of the normal world does,
Yeah.
yes.
So I'm eating this fucking amazing food, and I came back and from Canada, back to Canada, and I like went to McDonald's and I fucking threw up. And I said, I need to learn how to cook.
Yeah.
Like I can't eat this. I can't eat that shit anymore. Because I was eating like young army guys. You don't make a lot of money in the fucking military back then.
No.
Yeah, of
You're
course.
Food. I did a throwback post on my Instagram the other day with like chicken thighs and fucking
Yep.
Uncle Ben's rice.
It
Remember
looks
that?
fucking
right?
awesome. Yeah.
And it was actually quite good.
Yeah.
We
I
made-
remember
we made-
those
we
meals.
made it work.
Thighs and rice, yeah.
But I remember coming back in 2003.
thighs in
and said,
general.
I'm gonna fucking the
Ladies.
best meat, 100% the best meat. Over breasts all day,
Over
every day,
breasts.
all day, every day.
100%.
Real
So,
men.
I
Real men like
decided-
thighs.
Focus on the dark
Real
meat.
men like the thick thighs save lives, man. That's
The rest is for
my,
the young children.
that's my woman.
They can have all the beef tenderloin, as far as I'm
100%. So,
concerned.
When I
I'll
got
tenderize and
back, I
braise
was
the
like,
beef cheeks.
fucking, I can learn how to cook, and I did. That's the short version, and I made it a passion. It's good. It's good for my mental health.
It's so much fun.
But you were
Right?
saying
You-
before, you were saying at the beginning, sorry to cut you guys off.
No.
You were saying, you were touching on how like your parents weren't good cooks.
No, they were fucking horrible. We were eating like the driest ass fucking cheap pork chops. we were like, so I'm not shitting on my old man. He was a great father. I love him. He's my best friend to this
Who
day.
cooked? Your dad?
Of course.
No, well,
No, I mean,
he
of
did-
course he was a good man.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he did on occasion. But we were like dried ass shitty pork chop. The potatoes were me and my brother called them dustatoes because they were like boiled
That's
so much.
brutal.
You cut into the fucking things and they would just crumble like dust. Like I'm in a fucking Indiana Jones movie. I'm like, oh fuck, we're in this shit like 5 days a week, man.
I've worked in kitchens for years, and I wish I had known that one because
Dustato?
Dustatoes are the worst, man. And I was like, man, I'm gonna fucking learn how to cook. And it took till 03. No, I'm not gonna lie. And I just made it my mission. And I like feeding people. It's good for my I feel good when I feed people. Ryan's eating in my house.
Oh my god, dude, you don't pull any punches when it comes to
I
feeding.
make the effort. I'm not saying I'm the best or the worst, but I'm saying I put the time in. I gotta cook a steak I've been studying the art of cooking a steak for fucking 30 years. And I think I'm almost there.
Yeah, we'll never. And you know what? The minute that you say,
right?
And tell me this is a thing, Chris. The minute that you say, as a cook or even a chef, like a professional chef or even like a cook like us, like hacks like Chris and I.
Yep.
The minute you say, "Oh, these are the perfect whatever. This is perfect." You're gone,
You're
right?
Fucking
Like there's
lying.
because you can always make something better.
It can always be better.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's like, I'm pretty fucking awesome at what I do.
Before I answer that,
Okay.
Chris, the one thing I was going to ask you, because you laid out a great description, but was there something that you ate along the way that really made you go, oh my God, there's something else to this other than just putting 3 different things on a plate? You know, because for some people it really is meat, veg, starch.
Yeah.
You know what? To answer that question, I've taken.
What was that thing that made you go, oh, there is something to this culinary arts? There's a magic.
It was like, I can make this better. Right? I have a lot of people that are thrown off pork because they came from fucking, lower income families.
We had that talk tonight.
Right?
Yeah.
Pork chops are cheap.
Yep.
And I'm going, and I've had people, I'm not going to eat a pork chop. I said, eat fucking my pork chop. I will brine this thing and double smoke it a thick cut fucking tomahawk pork chop.
RCMP has joined the chat.
Put my pork chop in your mouth.
So I always
shake and bake.
To me, it's a challenge. It's so easy to go by a ribeye filet mignon. I pride myself at taking shit cuts of meat
and making them sing.
Making them sing, right? You know what I'm talking about, man. And Ryan does the same thing. You do the same thing.
Yep.
Take a shit.
We grew up eating Swiss steak.
You grew up eating
like that.
Swiss steak and crap, and say, "Fuck that! I'm gonna make.
I can do this better.
I can make this better.
But keep the spirit of the dish.
100%.
And just use really good cuts. That's why I got into the sous vide. Like, so anybody that doesn't understand a sous vide, yes, it looks like boiled shitty meat. If you go on my Instagram, you'll see I just did steaks the other night.
Sous vide done right is very appetizing, I think.
It's perfect because I can take.
It has a place.
An end.
It has a place when I need it.
I can take a bottom end cut, slice it 3/4 inch thick, put it in a sous vide
What are you
bath.
looking at me like that for?
Put it in a sous put it in a sous vide because you're here. I feel rude if I don't look at you. I put it in a sous vide bath for 12 fucking hours, and it'll be just as tender as the ribeye. And it'll be way more flavorful because it has that taste of like that actual beefy roast fucking taste,
Yeah.
So, and that's what I mean.
What you're doing.
But we didn't do that. We didn't do that growing up. We just ended up making it. Yeah, we didn't grow. Like we just needed to grow with the food, and now it sounds like I'm on edibles. We had to grow, man. We had to grow. Sorry, I get distracted. Man. I get distracted. Yeah, the audio sound is so fucking good in this studio right now.
It's fucking awesome
on my guitar.
I really hope everybody's enjoying. I hope everybody's enjoying Chef Musician Chris.
Yeah. This is I'm so glad. Thank you for being here. Like this is so good.
It just hasn't linked up properly because I've wanted to do this for a long time.
Same. Yeah,
this is the best fucking podcast that was planned like 7 minutes ago.
There was no
we
plan.
Haven't even actually started talking about anything in any great deal or
depth. This is awesome. This is how it's supposed to be, right? Organic.
And we're an hour in,
100%.
and
we are an hour in?
Yeah,
Wow.
we're an hour in. So
Really?
this is where we're gonna. I think we need to shift. We need to shift
Let's
shift
Your
gears
show.
a little bit. We got into the origin stories and the and whatever of my brother-in-law here, and tell me what it's like to listen to guys like Army Chris and I talk about, like, you know, making food, and like, because we've never been under the gun in an actual kitchen. Does it annoy
That's a
chefs like you? Like, does it?
Great question.
Does it actually, like, or do
It
you?
can be annoying coming from certain people.
Okay.
The thing is, like, people that can cook, and people that can't cook will never be able to hide the fact that they can't cook with, you know, like gussing things up or whatever it might be.
Yeah, every
right?
dry spice that's been in your cupboard for 8 months.
Right?
Yeah.
Like, here's
It
the thing,
smells
like, and
fucking
especially
farts.
back in the day with cooks, like, we were all very French disciplined. And the French culinary arts is what you learn in school.
That's the brigade, the brigade
system.
Yeah.
The OG. Yeah.
Yeah, and like,
And who was it? What
I
was
wasn't
his
a Gordon
name?
Ramsay guy. I was a Marco Pierre White guy. You know what I
course,
mean?
yep.
Like Marco Pierre White trained the guys that everybody watches on TV.
Yeah.
And that's kind of the school I came up in, was that old school French brigade system. And so it was really about having refined knife work.
Yeah.
It was about having this encyclopedia of expanded food knowledge in your head at all times, being able to replicate these hundreds of dishes from Escoffier and whatnot. And we were doing
That was the word I was.
we were doing
Escoffier, sorry.
hotel and fine dining, and, you know, we were doing all this food all the time. And so between cooks, like I said, you have this sort of, you can look at, two good cooks can look at each other and go, we're going to split the mise down the middle. You take this, I'll do that. And then we're going to do insert French sounding bistro feature here.
Yeah.
And we'll meet in the middle on that, and we'll go from there. And that's your night plan to meet up for 5 o'clock, so that when you meet on the line, you're both literally hitting each other and going, okay, let's rock the service now. And yeah, it's a totally different world. For sure.
So
And
when you
like,
hear
but-
assholes like
but-
us
but
talking about feeding 4 people,
going back to that whole like French thing, like the coding and the word, the word that slipped out into the meta is mise and mise en place, which
mise
is
en place.
I don't care.
Yeah,
It doesn't
mise en
bother me.
place.
For the record, no, it doesn't. It doesn't bother me.
do you know what it was in this show? Was literally supposed to be, before it was getting sauced, it was going to be mise en plastered.
That's
Because
pretty good.
Oh,
it's the same
that's
idea, right?
fucking
Like,
good.
it's
Yeah,
booze and
that's
food,
all.
right? Mise en plastered.
Good one. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, that is good. Right. Yeah. So
It doesn't actually.
because like real, and I'm not saying you guys aren't real chefs and cooks. What I'm saying is, though, like,
We're not.
We're home cooks.
Us cooks that like came
Home
up
cooks.
together in the trenches of the lines. We have our own language. We have our own world. We have our own thing.
Yeah.
Anybody else that wants to participate in that and also be sort of a bastion, a bringer of good foods, I encourage it.
Right.
As long as you don't overstep any boundaries, or, you know,
Like try and overtake a guy that's got
Or
the
like,
years under his belt, like you. Like, I would never, and you know this, when we come to family dinner,
I just don't talk a lot about the. It's one of those things where, like, because I did it as a career for my whole life, I don't necessarily come home and want to talk about it. It's
Makes
like
sense.
being a
Which is fair.
mechanic, right? If you're a mechanic who works on cars all day, you don't want to come home and change your wife's oil,
That's right.
right? You want to leave it behind.
Yeah. Well,
you.
they say the
So-
shoemaker's kids have no shoes, right? Like,
Right.
yeah.
So, like, trust me, like, I have an expanded knowledge of food theory up here that we can tap into anytime you want.
Yeah.
But
Oh,
yeah,
we
like,
will.
with
Oh,
good, with good cooks in the kitchen.
Do not fear me, Gypsy. All I want from you is your tears.
Exactly.
And-
Do you know what, though,
I've
Chris?
always
Here's the
been-
thing.
I've always been the kind of chef that would rather teach people how to do things the first time rather than act like, oh, you can't have my gypsy tears. Like,
Yeah.
I'm going to teach you.
Oh,
So
and he
that
is.
if I can teach you how to do something, that means that I can stand outside and have a cigarette at some point. So I will teach you, Gypsy.
I think I think I could speak for myself and Ryan.
Yeah.
Yes, we know we both know how to cook.
Yeah, I know
In our-
you guys are good cooks, so
It-
nothing.
but
You don't
hang
offend me.
hang on.
Sorry.
In our own space, right? I don't like
Right.
cooking in other
Our
people's
venue.
houses. I fucking hate cooking in other people's places because their shit's not my shit.
It was
right?
like when we were up north. We were just talking about that when we were up north, and I had to
shit and blah blah blah. Right?
I had to use this old like 1970s electric induction oven and pans that were.
That's always a challenge.
brutal.
You make it work. So I know how to cook. I know you know how to cook. But you know what I don't do when I'm in the presence of actual fucking professional cooks and chefs that have to grind every day? I shut my fucking mouth.
Oh yeah, I soak everything in. I become a sponge at that point.
Exactly, because I know
I'm stealing your fucking secrets. I want to steal something.
The grind that is, and that's why I don't want to do that. I like my little bubble and be proud and put on Instagram. I picture a steak I made that day and it's like, ooh, that fucking looks awesome, bro. I'm like, yeah, whatever. I made that on my time in my space, but professional chefs and cooks are out there every fucking day grinding, not making the best money and trying to get by. And those guys are banging up fucking better than I am. So show some respect to those guys. And that's all.
100%.
Oh, I can tell you right now, like growing up in the industry, it's always rags to riches, right?
Oh,
like,
100%.
You got you and your buddy and a couple of friends are outside having a cigarette break, hunched down behind a dumpster after lunch, watching the people get into their BMWs.
Oh no, I'd rather go fuck up bad guys in Kandahar than fucking cook in a fucking professional kitchen all day, every day.
100%.
You know, that's my space, right?
It's you know, you do that, and hopefully within a year or two, you make sous chef or chef de partie, and if not, you know, I guess you just cook for the rest of your life. It's a tough industry, it really is.
It's funny because like I say, like I've never been, and don't get me wrong, like I love Chris. Like my brother-in-law is my guy. Like he's my he's the guy. But we're very because we're like similar age, we're very equal people, you know. But when I walk in to a family dinner and he's already cooking, it's hard for me to like say, like, and he was like, oh, try this or do what, how do you want to do that? He'll ask me how I want to do something for that family dinner. And I'm like, I can't give you an answer. Why are you asking? Is this a test? Is this a test?
No,
because that's what it feels like. I'm not saying it's a bad thing.
Because the thing is, like, even when I ran my Katana Cafe, like my little bistro kitchen there, the 45-seater, my sous chef, it was the same thing, right? Like, I would have things planned up into a certain point, and then I would just drop those little bombs on him. I'd be like, oh, by the way, I need you to finish this demi, make this sauce that's for the feature tonight. And he'd be like, what do you mean? I don't, like, you're the chef. And it's like, no, because I trust in my cooks and my people.
Yeah.
And it's one of those things, I think when you cook with somebody for long enough, especially in like a sous chef relationship, you have to have that sort of, you have to have that respect factor, that of like, I know where he's going to go with this.
Yeah.
And I know the limits of how far he could take that to where it could be bad and to where it can be good.
That's a lot of gymnastics that you have to do in a kitchen. Isn't that fucking crazy?
It's a lot of mental gymnastics. And you know what? It's a lot of babysitting sometimes. You get conflicting egos and guys that want to punch each other out.
Yeah.
Always hire a girl. Guys, if you're a chef out there, always hire one girl in your kitchen.
You hear this?
It keeps the guys. It makes the guys behave.
Quick interruption. So I have an announcement to make and a question. So first of all,
how are we doing with the Leafs game, by the way?
3-1 Boston final. So I'm extremely happy.
My blue sweater.
And Chris, my question to you is, what is your nemesis food that you've failed to nail? Because mine's ribs.
Oh,
they're like 98% perfect,
like
but
pork ribs.
Not my center. Yeah, they're fucking my nemesis. Everybody's like, they're awesome. I'm like, no, they're not good enough. That's in my head.
I'll come see you.
Mine would be like,
I know
rice.
yours are good.
And I know that sounds funny.
Fucking
wait, fish, right? Is it fish?
Fish?
Are you
no.
fucking kidding me? That's your nemesis food? Is rice?
No.
Rice, yeah.
Shut up. That can't be that's so anticlimactic.
I make great risottos, and I'll make great pilafs.
Crush risottos.
And I'll make great white rice, steamed white rice, but I'm never satisfied when I make rices.
Okay,
I'm the same way.
Especially
ask your sister.
Especially
I make
Asian rice and stuff.
I make Ashley make. I make every time we make rice.
Fuck that
perfect
shit.
South Asian rice.
No, I make her make it because I can't do it.
Getting out of this. Fuck that. I want a protein.
Protein. I'm not gonna lie to you, dude, because I don't want to blow smoke up your ass. Like I was a chef de partie saucier when I worked in the hotel. Like taking meat and fish and butchering it and making like dishes and sauces was my whole thing in hotels.
So you are
I could
afraid
cook-
of no protein.
Not really. Like
Not even fish. Like you're okay with fish, eh?
give me anything and I'll strip it down. I'll
I'm
scrape the
better
gills.
with fish.
scares
Fucking
me.
ribs.
In
that
a
was my
pan, I can
job-
do fish.
That was my job in a hotel. Was chef de partie saucier.
So that was
I
you.
broke down all the meats. I broke down all the ribeyes,
I'll
the
tell you what, man.
sirloins,
I got
the fish,
down
the
to a
salmon,
fucking
the
science,
trout,
but
everything.
I do not have.
I made all the sauces
ribs
to go
are
with
my
them.
fucking nemesis.
Ribs? Really? Like
Well,
pork
okay,
ribs?
okay. Hang on a second. Let me be straight up here.
Well, we're airing our grievances now. Let's help each other.
It's my standard versus everybody else's. They're like fucking these ribs are the best. I'm like, no, they're not. I've had better ribs than this. I fucking okay. It took me 3 years to get my brisket right. And
What is the problem with your ribs, though?
the brisket. I don't know yet, man. That's the problem. If I knew that,
Is
I'd
it sauce?
fucking
Like,
fix
is it a sauce thing? Is
No,
it a
no,
flavor
no.
thing? Or is it a
I've tried
texture?
the 3, 2, 1.
Are you coming too fast?
Are you coming too fast? Are you like prematurely ejaculating?
Yeah, my
Because,
left leg
like,
was
You can
twitching
hide
too
that,
quickly.
Like
I'll tell you what.
can go.
though.
You can go on the defense.
More importantly is I got my brisket down.
Come
to
back
the-
for the fourth quarter.
I got my brisket down to a science by accident.
That sounds like
Really?
it fits into the same conversation.
Tell you what, because a couple of years ago,
I gotta pee.
I was actually you go pee.
I'll be
and
back.
We'll keep talking.
Yeah, you guys talk.
I'm listening.
So
I'm Dr. Fraser Crane, and I'm listening.
you're Dr. Fraser Crane. So it was actually a celebration of life. It was a funeral for a friend of mine, and I was gonna host everybody to come over.
Yes, Papa.
Right?
Yes, I'm listening. Ryan's making
Yeah.
more drinks. He's twisting my
You should
arm.
make more drinks. Actually, Dave's gonna give me another Ryan Coke because this pilly is not good enough.
Tell Dave just to give a quick shout out. Like, tell him to come out and be like, yeah. dude.
I keep telling him, come on the fucking mic, man.
Just give a thumbs up.
So I was in this weird conundrum where we're going to this fucking funeral or
Right.
celebration of life because this funerals aren't a thing anymore. And then everybody's gonna come to my house afterwards, so it has to be ready by 4:00 in the afternoon. I'm like,
Okay.
how the fuck am I gonna do this? And I found a method to do. Dave, you got to come do a shout out on the show, man. To do a brisket, and Dave's right here. You can attest to it. It's fucking dope. And it's a method where I'm not gonna get into the method. Doesn't matter. But it's basically a 24-hour fucking cook all in that allows you to fucking rest the shit in a cooler, wrapped in towel for like fucking as long as you need. And I will
Totally,
never,
yeah.
ever, ever do a brisket like that again. Dave, come on in and attest to it.
He has to do it.
He's
Or it
right
didn't
here.
happen.
Now
Yeah,
you're getting
man.
called out.
No, it was fuck off good brisket. I gotta tell you.
Fucking A, Dave.
Yeah, it was nice and raw and right. It was perfect, man. It was perfectly cut. It was perfectly
Yeah,
cut.
fuck.
Perfect.
So that's how I do it now. Because
how do you usually serve it? Like, what do you serve it with?
like what accompaniments?
Alcohol.
Your normal shit.
Yeah.
Fucking baked beans, like whatever. I don't do the accompaniments. I'll tell the other
You're
people
a
like you
meat
handle
guy,
that shit, right? Fuck, I'm the meat guy. Like,
just
whatever
wanna
the
eat
fuck
meat?
You want, you
Yeah.
want coleslaw and baked beans. I don't mind doing pit beans in the smoker, and I got
I'm a
a
fan.
recipe to do that, so that's pretty cool.
Add some root beer or Coca-Cola.
Yeah, all that stuff,
Yeah.
right?
Absolutely.
But
Molasses, tomatoes.
it took me, Chris. It took me fucking years to get my brisket down. Can you play any ZZ Top, some old school shit?
when
I
I'm
think
playing guitar right now, do you hear it?
I think we're due for another tune.
Do you hear that though? Do you hear that?
Yeah, I can hear it. Yeah, you're good.
Like that's loud?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
No, the mic's
ZZ, did you say ZZ Top?
Yeah. I don't
I
know,
could
some
probably
old
do
school
some-
shit, some fucking Southern blues, whatever.
Let me tune my guitar, okay?
Tune your guitar, I think some Southern blues. So while you're doing that, I'll tell everybody about this. I said brisket is a bitch to cook. It'll take you a few times to figure it out.
Yeah,
But-
definitely.
Slow and low, and there's and I've done it 5 different ways, and I've fucked it up 5 different ways, and I finally got there. My nemesis are ribs are 98%, which means they're probably better than my. So anybody who's the cook, it's never good enough. It can always be better. Even when
Yeah.
everybody says it's the shit, you're like, yeah, it's pretty good.
I've done a
any
lot of
fucking
braised
cook that
briskets
says,
throughout
"Oh,
the
it's
year."
perfect." I'm like, fuck you. It's not perfect.
Well,
It's good, but it can be better. It
Thank
can
you, sir.
always be better.
when you're
It's
cooking, like the way I look at it is like one we used to do year after year in the restaurant, like I used to do in my bistro, was beef cheeks because I used to get beef
Wagyu
cheeks
cheeks. Come on
at a
out.
really good price. So
Yeah.
it made sense that when we did this yearly festival, like
Yeah.
a prefix menu for 35, 40 bucks, whatever, I could give a portion of beef cheek, whatever, as the main, right? So I got really good at braising beef cheeks after a while. So anyways, after you've braised about 1,000 pounds of beef cheeks, you know, you get bored and you
Of
got
course.
these beef cheeks, beef cheek shrapnel laying around, plus the braising liquids, right?
Yeah.
You can take the braising liquids and strain them and reduce them and make demis and broths.
Yeah.
You can make soups. You can take the beef cheek shrapnel and shred it for pastas.
Jen Waddell, beef
You
cheeks
know,
and
like
pigtails.
it's-
That's
But that's
For those of you
where
that
I
have
come
that
back
beef
to,
cheeks
right? Like
before, it's great
you
on
can
a food
always
pan
pick
as a,
away.
as like
Always
pulled
pick
pork.
away. Like if
Yeah.
you're braising or smoking or anything that, you're imparting flavor a long time over a long cook process.
yeah.
You're always tasting afterwards and going, did I add too much of this spice? Is it making it bitter?
Yeah.
Could I have not barbecued it this much or used less sauce? Whatever, right? Like,
Yeah.
you've always got to be critical for sure.
Someone's asking for
You're right, Chris. There's no such thing as perfect.
No.
Like you're always striving to go, you know what? Oh, I like how this time, my grill was a little bit cooler, so the fat was a little bit different. You know what I mean?
What?
Like
And I applied that.
Nuance is important. when
I
you're
applied that
cooking.
to cooking the same as did in the military. It's like it didn't matter what we fucking did. I'm not talking about overseas very much kinetic.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, that went well. I'm like, yeah, well, that would fucking no, it didn't. It went good, good enough. No one's dead. But here's how we're gonna fucking do it next time.
Well, this is where
like,
that brigade thing comes into play, right?
100%.
So you guys have a bit of a
Always my
parallel there.
attitude.
Yeah.
Oh, big time.
Someone asked,
Oh, those edibles are kicking in. Eh?
yeah, you like it?
I feel like I'm 500 pounds right now.
No, you're like, yeah, I know, I get that too. Some BB King, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah. Play us another tune because I need to smoke.
Yeah, someone's asking for LaGrange. Do you know any ZZ?
Yeah, I said ZZ Top, man. Play some
Fuck
shit.
yeah.
And put them on full screen. I don't have a
Oh
dark
yeah.
voice. I'll be
Ladies
right
and
back.
gentlemen,
Ladies and gentlemen, here we go.
Chef Chris Morrison on the axe.
Song I know. Will that do, crowd?
That's fantastic. Holy shit. That was so good.
I don't know how rock stars do this shit. I'm sitting down and I'm dying.
I think we can go back to the edible on that.
100%. 100%.
I'm sitting with my brother-in-law and my Renaissance man in my life. That's Chef Chris Morrison.
Thanks, everybody.
I'm so glad.
A king's welcome.
I'm so glad we did this. I'm so glad we finally got to sit and do this.
I think so. It feels right.
It does, doesn't it?
Totally.
Yeah. Yeah.
I just want to say something, actually. In playing that ZZ Top riff just now, it made me think of like Led Zeppelin. And it made me think about like that esoteric blues factor. Do you know what I mean? There's something naughty and just not quite good all around about the blues. You have to admit.
What do you mean though? Like,
don't know.
expand on that a bit.
Like the blues is dark for one. It's esoteric. It's sort of. I'm gonna.
It comes from a low place. It comes from a.
Yeah, keep talking.
Yeah, it comes from a low, dark. You're right. It comes from a dark place. Like I think of
The Crossroads. The man, Robert Johnson selling his soul at the Crossroads to the devil.
Yeah.
Just to play the blues better.
So good.
Something I'm out of tune.
It's still good.
There we go.
Oh. Listen to that. Listen to that. It's so good.
Oh, it's because I have this on too.
What are you doing? What? Oh,
I had
wow.
too much shit.
What did you just do though? Like listen to that change. It's not as I don't feel that like I did. I don't You know when you were tuning and you were just doing that pluck? That dark pluck? Do that again. See, this reminds me of Southern rock now, rather than the blues that you were just playing with whatever you just had on. That sounded so good.
The thing you always got to remember too is like all that stuff is rooted in the blues, like Southern rock.
Oh yeah, it all came from there.
Here?
That's with the lighter. Hang on, let me get your camera. Oh. God damn. Oh my God, that's so good. That is so good.
I'm just having fun.
Hi.
God damn.
Some slide guitar shit right there.
Does that not
Nice.
sound
Very
fucking amazing?
nice. Very nice.
Oh my God, we were just talking
Did
about
you hear my ZZ Top, Chris?
Yeah, man. I heard it.
Okay, cool. Was it good? 'Cause I'm
It's
drunk
fucking,
and high.
it's fucking
Apparently.
good.
This is drunk and high.
I would say Billy Gibbons would approve.
He's a good guy. He has a big beard, so he can't be wrong.
100%.
So Jen, our friend Jen in the comments was asking earlier, and I know this is one of the biggest influences on music in your what you do, just because of the conversations we have. Can you give us a bit of like what is it by Billy Corgan that fucking just gets you like where you can just get lost in a song? Like what is it about? Okay, first of all, what is it about Billy Corgan from the Smashing Pumpkins? Smashing Pumpkins, if you don't know who Billy Corgan is, what is it about Billy Corgan and the Smashing Pumpkins? What is it that drew you to that so deep? Which also, by the way, transferred into his sister, my wife, who is a fucking massive Smashing Pumpkins fan as well. What is it that brought you there? Why?
I mean, when I was young, I just saw it on Much Music. So they were just, at first, anyways.
Your sister's in the comments now,
At
too.
first, they were just one of those bands that
Careful
really
what
stuck
you
out,
say.
right? So when I saw them on Much Music, I was like, oh, wow, these guys are really different.
Yeah.
Because everything else that you saw in Much Music was considerably heavier visually. But the Smashing Pumpkins were just as heavy, but it was different, and I didn't understand that yet. But their videos were different because everything was about videos back then.
Right.
And these guys looked psychedelic. They looked kind of like, whoa. They just looked like they were a little bit different than the people that were on the West Coast doing heroin and grunge.
Yes.
They looked a little more accessible, I guess.
It's a fucking perfect fucking.
And then they did the double album, right? So then they did Melancholy. And my uncle, who was living in our house at the time, had the album. And so we heard it all the time.
Right.
And that was like
it's Uncle Wayne.
Uncle Wayne, yeah. That was an operatic album where it goes from pianos to strings to metal.
That's what I love about him.
Like it's got a very,
everything.
You know, it's got a good
triangles.
Depth. Yeah, right. Yeah. And so right away, because I'd already at that point I was learning how to play guitar.
Okay.
But when I was listening to Smashing Pumpkins records, there was something that wasn't jiving. So when I listened to Nirvana records or Green Day records,
Soundgarden,
I could pick out the chords.
Of course.
But when I listened to a Smashing Pumpkins record, it was like I could only pick out one chord, and it sounded like I was missing 4 or 5 chords.
Oh,
and
shit.
then, because back then, you know, the internet was just happening.
Yeah, it
so
just started,
like you'd have guitar magazines, and that's how I started learning about production and things like that. And I learned that, you know, they were layering all these tracks and bouncing them and layering tracks and bouncing them. And just building this like symphony basically of guitars doing all these different things, but in the same key to make this sort of wall of sound, right? And the same thing that Queen used to do, right?
Yeah.
Boston and bands like that.
But you could pick it.
Black Sabbath.
Yeah. Like it assaulted your fucking face.
It was in one ear, and like a lot of music, especially good pop music, goes in one ear and out the other.
Right.
When the Smashing Pumpkins, it goes in one ear and
travels
it kind of
around.
does a
bounces
thing.
around in your fucking head.
Yeah.
And you can
Let me
listen-
ask you guys something. So what's
go for it.
just a quick question. And I want both of you to answer. What's the one song, any genre, any artist, when you hear on the radio, you stop what you're doing and listen to it. And I'll tell you mine after you guys answer.
Let's hold that though, because I want to go on about the Smashing Pumpkins. So somebody did make a request, right? So I want to dig into this with Chris a bit.
I'm tuning, so keep going. Yeah.
All right. I'm with you.
Yeah, just go.
No, I'm with you. I like. I could watch him do this. Like it's like an artist, right, Chris?
Yeah, I can see it all night, man. Yeah.
Like I can watch this. Like
it's just so. I didn't know he had the skill.
It's insane.
I thought you could just cook. And now I'm watching this shit. And I'm like, wow.
I know, right? Are we aiming for a Corgan sound here? Is that what we're going for? Okay.
Keep going. What do you want me to do?
No, anything that you want to do by the Pumpkins. I'd love to hear.
Yeah, fire it up, man.
Yeah, anything you want to do. Like what is it? What's your go-to? Like you pick up a guitar and you want to hear something. Like we were at Long and McQuaid a couple of weeks ago together, and we walked into the acoustic room and Chris would pick up a guitar and start fucking with it, and we're talking about it and whatever. There's an old guy. I gotta tell this story before you go on. There's this old guy that's there, and I mean he's probably in his 70s, late 70s, and he's playing really well, checking things out. By the end of that visit, Army Chris, the old guy was handing Chef Chris guitars and asking him, "Can you play this? Can you play?" So I can hear it.
He told me this. Yeah.
Yeah. So I can hear it. So I want to hear how this is supposed to sound. It was fucking wild. I'm like, he's the star. I got recognized at the Long and McQuaid by one of the employees. He's like, "Hey, aren't you from the Dean Blundell show?" And I'm like, whatever. This is the rock star. The rock star. I'm with him, and he's in there playing guitars.
Cool, G. Cool.
Right?
That's
fucking
the thing.
talent over there.
We can be Hall & Oates. I don't care.
You only come out.
I've never been one to like steal it all. I'll always give love around. You know what I mean? Like, I don't need to be the guy.
Same here, and it makes me uncomfortable anyway. So, I you saw me. I was talking to that guy, and I was
be
shriveling.
Part of a traveling gang of cool people.
I'm 6'3", and I felt like I was 5'1".
Right.
Are you do you want to take a break? Do you like? I don't want to fuck with you. Like no, because you haven't peed. Like, do you need to pee?
Are you looking at
He's
my
hanging
groin?
on longer than we have.
Yeah, and that's kind of what I'm worried about, right? I don't want to mess with this because I want
Chris,
this
if
to
you
go
need
as long
me,
as we
trust me,
can.
me
Do
and
what do you
Ryan
want
can
to
hang
hear?
on
You
to
want to
it.
hear like
you want to do some
pumpkin-y thing?
pumpkins? Yeah, okay. Listen,
Do
let's.
some pumpkins.
All
Somebody
right.
asked for pumpkins?
Yeah, Jen Waddell asked for some pumpkins earlier.
What song?
And
Was
Jen
there a
is the
song?
jam.
Jen, throw it up again. I can't remember what I put the comments up, but I forgot what it was. Jen, what was the song you wanted to hear by Smashing Pumpkins? It was Today by the
There you go.
Pumpkins.
Oh, I don't play that one.
No?
No, I'm just kidding.
There she is. All right, ladies and gentlemen, Getting Sauce, the podcast.
I don't have Ashley though to like click it in like a.
Where is she? Do you want your sister? Do you need
to
to?
do it with her?
You can't do it without your sister? All
Well,
right.
I
Ashley,
can't.
get down here. I can hear her yelling from upstairs
I
right
need
now.
to hit the pedals and shit. Like, I'm too lazy.
Okay.
Too stoned.
Ladies and gentlemen, Getting Sauce, the podcast barbecue playlist, an exclusive today
Is she actually coming though?
by the Smashing Pumpkins, or a reasonable facsimile. Chef Chris Morrison.
Is Ashley coming though?
I don't know.
Well,
She
she's
might
not
show up.
coming, is she?
I don't know. This is all you.
This is terrible.
Amazing. I don't know what happened to the camera, but holy shit, you
forgot.
broke the camera. It was so good.
Why is he all fucking blurry?
I don't know what happened here. Hang on. No, leave it.
Nice.
Leave it. Don't.
I warped it.
Chris, that was outstanding.
Was it?
It was. It
I
was
feel like I'm
fantastic.
like
I'm going to try and
sloppy
fix
right now,
this.
but-
Hang on.
I
one
was,
sec.
yeah, I'll tell you, you know how I know it was outstanding? Because when you get lost in the moment, like your fucking mind goes back to that time.
Did it feel like the 90s again?
It felt like, buddy, I'm fucking from a lot of generations, but yeah, the 90s was part of it.
Nice.
If when you get a guy who can get on the fucking acts like that, and you just like go back to that time
Aw.
and phase out, you just hit that. So thank you very much for that. I appreciate that. I'm
It
sure.
was so good.
I'm sure everybody watching and listening, will appreciate it too. Well done.
For all those listening too, I do like a lot of other bands too. So
I don't know why you're
it's true.
so out of focus right
All right. No, hang on.
Jen's definitely
Ryan's
helping me
like, oh,
out.
fucking
She's
No.
making me look cool.
I'm going to pull him in on
She's
the
throwing some
shitty.
softballs for sure, and I like that. I appreciate
Good news.
that.
You still
don't
sound
know.
cool. You still sound cool. That's all that matters.
He does.
Thank you, guys.
It sounded so good. Sorry about the camera
So
work,
rad.
guy. I don't know what I did there, but
Is that Weezer? So
I fucked
rad.
around.
Oh, we're back. He's back.
I fucked around and found out.
Yeah.
It's the laptop camera right now because I can't figure out what happened to the other one.
Hey, listen,
I do-
everybody watching or
I
listening
do
right
have
now.
to walk though. I do have to tune my guitar and stuff.
All right. Do you want me to pull you for a minute?
Pull me for a minute.
No,
All right.
punch
Let's
out.
pull him out.
Me-
We're gonna pull
Me
him
and,
out.
Ryan,
It's you and me.
me and Ryan got some shit to bullshit about anyway. So
Yeah, you know what? I want to talk to you because you and I had a conversation right before this podcast started.
we did.
And we have some crossover fun, obviously, here between Getting Sauced, between Fire for Effect.
Yep.
Because we're still obviously super cool bros with our friend Lachlan Cross. And Lachlan is fucking living my dream right now. And you are a part of it. And I just found this out today that you're a part of this. And I'm fucking stoked. You want to tell us a little bit about this?
I'll tell you a little bit about it.
Yeah.
Before I do that, so everybody who's still fucking watching and listening,
Yeah.
put your hands in the air if you're happy that the Getting Sauce podcast is back, because I am.
I am too. I love this, especially tonight. Tonight was
Buddy,
so much
you
fun.
know what, man? I'll get into what you have. I'll get into your question in a minute. I'm gonna pump your fucking tires for a minute. Ryan Lindley has too much talent to not do what we're doing right now. Look at that shit right there. Too much talent. So I remember you were going through his time, and we all have. We've all been through that space and time. We were like, fucking selling all my shit. I'm done with this. And I said to you,
I did. I actually listed all my podcast.
I know you did. You were trying to. I was trying to give sell it
to your radio guy
for you.
Yeah.
And I was like, fuck you. You have too much talent.
Stop.
People love you. Look at all these people on the fucking chat, man. They love you. They love you.
Look at my
and let's be honest, people.
Oh, I felt it move.
He is exceptional. He felt it.
Slow down.
He's exceptionally good at what he does. He's an exceptional fucking cook, and he's good on the mic, and people gravitate towards this content, and I think it's a big deal. So that's the first thing I wanted to say. Is Getting Sauced is not done. It's just fucking getting rebooted, and this is like, I don't know, the fucking rebirth, whatever. So
what are you doing? This is about you. I want to talk.
Tires,
yeah,
man.
Stop it. I want to talk about you. Don't talk about me. This is making me uncomfortable, and I want to leave.
So I can't get into the details because I'm a release, but we're in pre-production.
A little bit.
I'll give you guys a little bit of a fucking hint. There's a cooking show coming out, and it's I'll give you the Coles Notes version.
The Coles Notes, yeah.
So Lachlan Cross, formerly of 95.7 Cruise FM, still a fucking. he's still who he is. He's out crushing it. He's on.
Fucking love that man. I love that guy. How can you not?
And he's teamed up with I won't name who a local.
Well, he's you know what? Here, I'm gonna.
He's put it out. He's put it out. Right.
I'm gonna share his tweet. Okay.
Okay.
Like I'll put.
Can
this
you share
up.
the tweet? Because then I can speak to it.
Hang on. Let me put this up because I'm so excited for him for this. Like I can't even tell you.
If you put it up, I could speak to what's on the tweet because I'm not on Twitter. Well, I am, but I don't do anything with it.
Can you see my screen? Oh no, hang on. I gotta pull it. Oh, no. There it is. Oh, we gotta pull it in.
There it is.
There we go.
Okay, read that. I'm too blind to see that.
It says Grease Fire coming soon.
Yes.
Early Rotten Tomatoes reviews
coming soon.
Are starting to come in. Why are they doing this? They're not going to let Lachlan cook, are they? It's a show about cooking or drinking.
Well, it's a bit of both.
Yeah. But there he is. There's our boy.
There's our fucking man. So we have teamed up with a local prominent barbecue company in Edmonton and a local prominent brewery in Edmonton. And we're putting together a cooking show. And tomorrow morning, I am here's what I will let out of the bag. We're recording the first few episodes of it, and it's going to be fucking outstanding. And it's the premise is this: it's a guy like Lachlan Cross does not know how to cook, and we have some professional help from some local competent, professional, prominent dudes in Edmonton.
Yeah.
They're gonna walk him through it. It's gonna be comedic. It's gonna be fun.
Can we talk about who's affiliated?
I think
we all
so.
know that Mel is there. And
No,
that's- no.
that fell through.
Oh, okay. So Mel's not there. So who's there now?
So we have Aaron from Meat, which is like the best smoked
Yeah.
fucking food in Edmonton. It's off White Avenue. It's off the chain. And we're with Motley Q barbecue, and we have some beer sponsors.
There is a like a local microbrew. That's
yeah. So it's gonna be
but that Motley Q, holy shit! Like some of the stuff that I've seen already.
No,
from
it's
those
gonna be
guys.
it's gonna be a lot of fun, and this is my first planned big thing. Unlike some shit you and me did in the past, I've actually had time to plan.
Don't want to talk about that.
No, we don't.
You know what though? It did turn out
Hey,
well.
bud, we got to go to Niagara Falls and we had a good time.
Oh, that I was gonna say, and then we also did the food truck.
I like that too. You know, that was still fun, but like I'm fucking figuring it out, right?
Yeah.
Thank you, Jen. She made all that shit, right?
Yeah.
Jen made that.
Jen did those.
I still have mine.
We talked about it
Hang
on Casual Friday. Chris has his. Where is it?
Yeah,
there it is.
Fucking right, I do.
Fucking yeah, there it is.
Yeah.
No, Jen does us well.
She is an absolute gem. Love her.
Absolutely.
So we have a new thing. We're kicking her off tomorrow morning because we have to do it at Motley Q, right? So it has to be on a day they're not working. So it's fucking. We're banging on a bunch of content tomorrow.
That's wild.
I'm gonna do.
So fucking stoked for this. This is gonna be so good. I want to see Locke. Like just totally, completely like pig fuck. Like a burger or a steak.
You will see that. I think there's a fucking. You're gonna see a lot. So the YouTube channel is not done yet, but what you're gonna be looking for is called the Grease Fire.
Grease Fire, yeah.
Yeah, and it's not out there yet, so don't try to Google it yet because we're still putting it all together. So
it looks so good.
That's as much secretive information. As
okay, yeah. No, leave us wanting more. I like that because
I will. There's a lot of heavy hitter barbecue people and chefs in the Edmonton area. They're part of this, and they're on a tight budget, so of course they called me. Fucking to film this fucking thing,
of course.
And I've had the luxury of working with Ryan and a bunch of other people to learn all my mistakes.
Oh my god! No, but we had so much fun, didn't we?
Shit tight for this, so yeah, that's my tomorrow morning.
And if you're here, you know that on Getting Sauced, the food truck takeover, that video, all that production. And all that, like all the actual cinematography was Chris, and it was fucking wild. The only thing that he didn't do was the like the social media plugs that we put in, like it was like filler.
Yeah,
but all the actual good
you guys.
Yeah, the good shots and stuff, the good stuff, the interviews, everything else. Chris was the director of that, so I'm so stoked for this Grease Fire. Like it's gonna be so good.
Yeah,
I already know because you get in your head, and we talk about, like we were talking about tonight, about food and about music, everything else. Mm-hmm. You do the same thing when it comes to the production of shit like that, right? So like I totally get it,
Ryan. That's what makes it easy, is because I know food, right?
Yeah.
So it's easier to film something than not, right? So I know the fucking. I said, so I got the shot list, the angles, blah, 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 blah. I put it all together. It's so much easier to do it that way. The hard part is to sit back and go, what the fuck? I wouldn't do it that way.
Yeah.
Right?
I know,
but good news. They're competent and capable barbecue chef experts that run restaurants in the city of Edmonton. And I'm very privileged and honored to be part of that. And you guys will see it soon. I can't say a lot about it right now, but I will let you know when it's coming out. So
see, even Wade says the scary part is that Chris could have taken over that food truck too. See? You're a good cook, man. I'm telling you, you're a good cook,
man. I prefer to fucking watch Chef Chris and musician do his thing. And you guys, that was a lot of fun. That was a lot of fun. It really was.
Guess who's back?
Guess
right
who's
now?
back?
Back again.
Tuning up the axe.
Shady's back.
Shady's back.
Tell a friend. Ladies and gentlemen, my brother-in-law and esteemed chef and incredible
Partner in crime,
incredible musician,
Sultan of Swing.
Oh my God! Like this has been my favorite podcast I've ever done. I think, to tell you the truth, I fucking love this.
But dude, I think it's the best one you've ever done.
We haven't talked about politics. We haven't talked about convoys. We haven't talked about anything. I love this. This is what we need to bring it back to this. You know what I mean?
Ah, there you go. Okay, I'm glad Ryan's back. If you think Ryan, if you're glad Ryan back, fucking send it in the comments or put it out right now because I don't want him to go away anymore. I love this show. I love being on this show.
You like this format?
Buddy, I like being on this show more than my own fucking show.
I like being on your show, though.
Right?
Yeah, your show's awesome.
You're welcome on my show anytime.
But
I'm enjoying being a guest all around.
And I get it. Like running a podcast and I know a lot of people that are watching this want to do it. It's fucking hard. It's a lot of work, man.
Oh, yeah.
It is.
And
well,
even just think like
technically not. Look what we did tonight.
No,
this wasn't planned.
I know what I'm doing. Like I have a lot of stuff with.
Yeah, you brought everything. Like this was all.
You nailed the secret. Keep it organic and keep it fun. The minute it's not fun, because we all started this with a neat idea, it's going to be fun, and then it becomes fucking work.
Yeah.
And when it's stressful and you're like striving and chasing ideas and shit, fuck that. Don't do it. So I'm glad Ryan's back. I hope you guys are glad Ryan's back. I hope the comments on the YouTube shit later. I'm glad he's back because I love him. He's got too much talent. Let's keep the shit going.
Shut up.
No, it's
Shut
true,
up.
man.
Shut
Come on.
up. No,
It's true.
It's
true.
I want to go now. I want to shrivel up and down.
We're not shutting her down yet. We got too much to Chris is
That's
gonna play
right.
some more
I'm
music
just
for
getting
us.
started.
Chris just
I'm not even
retuned.
He's just warming up.
Chris just retuned.
Well, we can thank Jen for that because she wanted me to play Smashing Pumpkins, and historically they tuned down to E flat.
Okay.
And like, you know what?
Like,
Jimi
that
Hendrix
is.
Jimi Hendrix tunes E flat. Guns N' Roses tune
I
E
asked you
flat.
for fucking Jimi Hendrix. You
Green
said I
Day
can't do
goes
it.
E flat. A lot of good blues stuff is E flat. So I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna go take a little pee break and tune it down to E flat, boys.
So you're
So
back in the
may-
game. You're back in the
might not-
game. That's what you're saying.
I'm gonna put my A in your E minor.
What do I want to hear? What do I want? What do you want to play? Yeah, let's let Chef pick
See if
one.
you can do Sweet Child of Mine. Can you do it?
I would need a tab. It's been a while.
Okay,
That's
never mind.
It's a good look.
Move
It's
on.
a good look. Yeah.
All right. But I'm gonna let you. I want you to play.
let him
But
pick.
tell us what it. Actually, don't tell us what it is.
We're gonna. I think what we're gonna do.
All right.
Like we're gonna keep talking for a minute.
Yeah.
I'm gonna smoke this cigarette.
Okay.
And I'm gonna work my way into the blues.
Sorry, I wasn't
kind of
watching.
a dark progressive blues thing. Is that okay?
Got
with
some
everybody?
Rosetta Tharpe.
Rosetta Stone.
No, the actual godmother of blues and rock and roll was Rosetta Tharpe. It was a black lady.
I don't know shit apparently. Go Rosetta.
I don't care. You just you play. You smoke your dart. We'll keep talking. But
I got something planned for you guys.
let's
Let's just put it that way.
I love it.
folks, we're gonna get something.
So let's keep digging on whatever gold mine we got. And I'm gonna slowly work into some nightwear. Let's just put it that way.
Oh shit, yeah.
I'm gonna put on something a little more comfortable.
I love it. Oh, I love it. I love that idea. And thank you. Thank you for this. Thank you for ushering this show back into
Don't be
the
foolish.
ether.
It's my honor to be here.
No.
You fine gentlemen. Army Chris, Ryan, Charlie the Spaniel, my
Yeah, he's
sister.
down here.
You know, we're all
I
good people.
love Charlie.
Yeah, he's right here.
He's
Hang
down
on,
here.
Hang
Yeah,
on.
he's chilling.
We'll get a Charlie update.
My boy.
There he is. He loves
Charlie.
listen,
He
he's been
loves
sitting
music.
here
Who's
the
a
entire
good
time
boy?
since we got here. We got here this afternoon, probably around like 3:00, and Chris started setting up down here with the amp and stuff. As
Yeah.
soon as Chris started playing, that dog was down here and hasn't left. He loves it. I don't get
Fucking
it.
Good dog, man.
Yeah, it's fucking great. So, but again, you know what he's drawn to? Because he's my dog, right? He's drawn to good food and good music, and he knows that Chris makes good food and good music.
100%. 100%.
It's amazing. Oh, James is in the comments. James is with us. Hey, James, good to see you. I can, you can just break in if you wanted to, and come and hang out. I got my brother-in-law, Chef Chris Morrisson, who is also just a fucking crazy axe slayer.
He is. It's true.
It's so good. Chris, what's your Army Chris? What's your favorite thing to cook? Well, Chris over here is warming up. What's your favorite? Like, what is your like? If somebody said, Chris, we got to eat. Can you cook something? What do you want to cook? And that's you got to pick it. What is it?
So if you're talking about not genre, I guess region, I'll go to Southern Creole Cajun.
Nice.
That's my shit.
Yeah. Now, are you doing seafood or are you doing, what are you doing?
It depends. It'll change, but I just gravitate to Southern cooking because I like the flavor profile.
Okay.
And I like the slow process that it is what it is. That's my go-to kind of. That's a tough question, obviously, right? But fucking,
I got a question then.
Okay, go ahead.
You nailed something there, and I want to know because you and I are the same people when it comes to like. You want to smoke something. You want it to be an all day. Yeah. You want to do an all day event. You want to babysit things. You want to.
We like to build flavor over time, right? I like to build flavor.
Do you know what I think it is? And I'm gonna be very bold here.
Yeah, go.
You and I both love a cocktail or 7. Okay. So. Is it because we like to drink?
Okay, I was going to bring that up. Yeah.
It is, right? There's nothing I look forward to more than that morning of splitting wood and getting the stick burner fired up and getting a brisket out at 5 a.m, right?
Yeah.
Brew a pot of coffee. I'll have a normal straight coffee first, but then the Irish cream is going in, right? So that's the morning.
Maybe it's not.
Once you start seeing the kids play at the park, now it's all right. We can just booze it now, right? Fire it up.
Like I don't like rush cooking. Nobody does, man.
No.
Chris doesn't. Fuck that shit. I want
it's the booze. Low. It's the experience, right? Like it's that's what I love. I love about it.
The best part about like cooking with a smoker is people are like, well, when are we eating? I said, well, when it's done. I don't fucking.
Yeah, when it's cooked, it's done.
When it's cooked, it's done. So
which is a great Marco Pierre White saying, actually.
You give me like a time frame between X and X. It always does some shit to keep going, but 100%. So anyway, I really like Southern cuisine.
Yeah.
I like barbecue, not too much. There's a bunch of shit. I also like Asian, Thai.
All that
shit. I like Tex-Mex is whatever, but If you put me on the spot and say, Chris, you're stuck with one fucking thing, it's gonna be Southern cooking all day, every day.
It's just like good old fucking mac and cheese,
100%.
cornbreads,
mac and cheese, cornbread, slow cooked brisket, some, a nice jambalaya in a fucking cast iron pot on the smoker. That's the shit that I love. That's OG comfort food, and I love that stuff.
I gotta address this comment from James, the co-host of Casual Friday. This is so good. He says Ashley really let herself go since last night because we did the Blackballed podcast last night.
Oh, I missed that because I was watching hockey.
I have no idea what that means.
I don't see it, but everybody else does, and they do as siblings. They say that they look alike. I don't think they do.
Really?
Yeah, because I can't think about it. I can't do that in my head. And I'm not going to say it in front of my
God.
brother-in-law.
No, I know what you're
You know where I'm
talking about.
going.
Like,
I can't.
Oh my God.
I love him, but I can't think of him. You know, he's apparently the clone.
Feels like he's firing up another song. We're gonna hear another song.
Are you
I'm
ready?
I'm close.
Oh, me too. It's been half chubbed all night
Feels like
with this
he's
guitar.
fucking-
It sounds so
he's
good.
Fucking edging on this song, right?
Can you hear
Yeah.
it? You can hear it edging out.
Oh yeah.
Okay, I didn't know what
Am I
edging
being
was until like a
obvious?
year ago. I'm like, what the fuck is edging? And
Our
then I
friend-
heard
our
about it.
friend-
I said, I don't even know this.
Our friend Wade wants to know how the Leafs did tonight. 3-1, Boston. Everybody.
So, for all of you that hate them Leafs, like me, you're happy. For whatever.
Yeah.
And I love
When's the oil
Toronto.
play? When's the oil play next?
Tomorrow night,
Yeah.
and they fucking murdered LA yesterday. Which
How
was
we
good.
feeling?
I don't like to fucking say shit, man. I feel so stressed out,
Then why are you wearing a fucking jersey on a podcast tonight, you asshole?
buddy. You got a fucking rep, bro. So they get tomorrow night. I think here's what I honestly think. I don't want to jinx it. Touch fake wood or whatever I got around me.
Yeah, I got some particle board. I'll touch it.
Right.
Here's
Yeah.
the historical.
I just wrecked my desk.
LA's gonna get one, and they got it last night. And
All
now
right.
they're gonna get fucking murdered. Then done. That's it. Edmonton in
Oh.
fucking 5. Edmonton in
Damn.
5. There's my prediction. Touch wood.
All
That's my
right.
prediction.
Edmonton in 5.
Edmonton
Who's
in
going to the
5.
Cup? Do you think there's going to be a Canadian team in the Cup this year?
I heard
Boys?
somebody
Absolutely.
saying that,
100%
like
I
it was a
am.
big deal.
This is the biggest year in the
Edmonton's
fucking
a good candidate, if any. Like
dude in the history of the fucking NHL.
it won't be the
Winnipeg-
fucking Leafs,
Winnipeg,
obviously.
No, hang on. As much as I hate the Leafs,
Hang in there, Jen. We got this.
Hang on, boys.
Winnipeg, Vancouver, Edmonton, and fucking Toronto are all contenders. 100% they are.
I keep
And
forgetting
that's
Vancouver's
that's the
in it.
most. That's
Yeah,
the most,
they're
listen,
fucking, they're
buddy.
slapping
They
this
haven't-
year.
They haven't set any
Listen.
cop cars on fire yet.
no, well,
Give 'em-
fucking
give 'em-
Massive.
Give them
that
some time.
That's what my
will
sources are
happen
telling
because
me.
they just lost last night. But
Did they
this is the most Canadian contender teams in a fucking long time.
Yeah, it really is.
That's-
it really
so-
is. So
I think, and how long has it been since a Canadian team got the Cup?
oh, good God! Wade, Google that for us.
yeah,
but
somebody Google that
like,
and throw it in the comments.
I think Montreal. Who was the last Canadian? I don't know. A long time.
It's been
It'd
a
be
while.
Montreal.
It's been a while.
It'd be Montreal in 92, 93.
Yeah.
I think Chris. I think you're right.
Holy shit! Like that's crazy. Like
Mr.
if you
Wade-
think about it,
Ah, there's Mr. Wade Paul.
1993 from Wade Polloway,
Who was it?
Montreal.
Montreal.
Montreal,
Okay,
yeah.
93. There you go.
Yeah,
So it feels like we're due.
yeah, I think
Other
so.
than Gary Bettman fucking us. Whatever.
Gary Batman is an absolute Nazi. I can't stand
He is a
him.
Nazi.
He really is.
I hate him. Next
He's
to
a
JT,
Jewish
fuck
Nazi.
that guy.
And I don't care what anybody
He's my
says
number
about
2 hate list guy.
that. He is such an awful
Did I ever
prick.
tell you? Ever tell you
Actually,
my?
He's just an
actually
awful
goes,
person.
Here's how it goes. And this sounds shitty, so no one judge me.
Okay.
And this guy was in the
this is good.
motherfucking war.
These are my
Stop
favorite
that.
parts.
Top three. Justin Trudeau, Gary Bettman,
No.
Vladimir Putin.
What the fuck is wrong with you?
There's no blues. I got no blues that can make you sleep
Well,
at
it's the
night.
thing, you know.
I
Pick
know,
the
right?
things- pick the things
That's
that impact
tough,
your life.
brother.
And I know a lot of people are like, "What the fuck, dude?"
I was fucking
Hey, man.
bold.
He is a left-leaning librarian.
And this shit with a bang. You're like, Putin's number 3 on your list. I'm like,
Yeah, but Bettman's number
well,
2.
right now,
Batman.
Batman's number
Trudeau's
2.
above
Fuck that
Batman.
Trudeau.
Yeah, Trudeau is still
Trudeau's
above.
one.
It's still above Bettman.
Oh,
though.
man.
Oh my
Anyway,
God.
Only an
that's
Alberta
funny.
guy. If you were from Ontario, I'd kill you.
I know.
But because you're from Alberta, that's a total
You
pass.
feel like that's a norm.
Oh, 100%. 100%,
With-
bro.
With
I don't even hold it against you, actually.
with
We
that
don't talk, listen, we don't talk about politics on this show, man.
with that
I
said,
thought this was the
Enough.
Bleen Dun Blow show.
All Are we done? Are we gonna wrap this shit up? 'Cause we
No,
gotta go.
no, we're not wrapping.
Oh, we're not
you can
even
leave
done?
if you want to leave. No,
No,
I want.
no,
I
I ain't
want.
going nowhere.
I want
I'm
Chris to
hanging in.
play us. I want Chris to play us what he wants to
Yeah.
play.
Wait, no,
What
this
do-
smoke-
what-
I might go off on a magical, like Jimi Hendrix kind of magical gypsy.
Please do.
I've been
tour.
I
asking for
love
some
it.
Hendrix. You can play any Hendrix you want, man. If
You want me
know
to do
any
some Hendrix inspired?
You want to do it? Yeah.
Or
how about
Hendrix inspires
inspired?
good. Yeah, sure, man.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, Getting Sauce, the podcast, the barbecue playlist on Revolution Radio Canada, an exclusive with Chef Chris Morrisson. God. Dude, what the fuck did you just do?
That was crap.
What did you just do?
You know, I wasn't even feeling that one.
No.
Take two.
No, fuck you.
No, it was fun. I was having fun playing some blues.
Oh my God.
You feeling blues?
Dude, I was
Are
upstairs.
you sad now?
No.
Okay.
I'm I'm speechless. I don't even know what to say. Like that was
Did you guys enjoy that?
so good.
Oh, Chris is gone. We blew him right out.
We blew him right off the show.
I've
Dude.
always been a fan of that, like Jeff Beck, Jimi Hendrix, Eric Clapton, loud blues thing. I'm just getting warmed up.
Dude, that was so good. Like, that was just so good.
It will just get better as the night goes on.
Where does that
Come from?
Yeah, like where do you? Is it this? Okay, this is gonna be a weird fucking Dr. Phil question. Hey, Chris,
Dr.
when
Phil
you
me.
when
Dr.
you
Phil me.
were
Growing up,
and you were plucking away on the guitars, no, was that is it the same? Is it the same gear as the food? When it comes, because it's artistic, like
the guitar.
that's art. Food is art.
The guitar
is it the same?
is a really good way of getting out like excess emotion. In the same way that cooking in a kitchen is.
Yeah.
Like it's definitely they're both fluid. They're both moving. They're both. You know what I mean? There's moving parts that can change at any time.
Yeah.
And that's sort of like definitely like a draw, I think.
It's so like I watch you like I want and
But when you're playing, if I might add, like
Yeah.
the blues is something different.
yeah.
Like you can play Pumpkins, you can play Pearl Jam, and that's in that vein of that like classic rock,
Right.
right? And there's nothing wrong with that.
No.
We love it, right?
Fuck yeah.
But when you start digging into that more, like, you know, some of the stuff the Beatles were obviously doing, the Rolling Stones, always, you know, that rooted in the blues sort of sound.
Mm-hmm.
There's something hypnotic and magical about it. I'll always come back to it.
I watch you like and it's weird because like outside of this and I'm interviewing you now. Okay.
Sure.
I watch you and I watch your face and I watch your body movements when you're doing it, and you can like that passion goes, you can see it go from a shoulder to an elbow to a wrist to a fucking sound that comes out of that box, and it's just it hits you right in the feel, you know what I mean, like right in the feels. That's where it goes, and it's
Fun,
so good,
right?
It's so good.
When the notes hit right, it just feels, especially when you're in the room with it, right?
Yeah.
It's one thing to listen to music on your headphones. It's one thing to listen to music, you know, like on your CD player, whatever it is in your car. But you know as well as anybody, oh, Chris is back. When
Yeah.
you're at a live concert, it hits different.
Oh, 100%.
Or even if someone's just sitting on your couch playing acoustic guitar, it just
At a
hits
campfire
different, right?
in a campground. Yeah, 100%.
Because it's that immediacy it's life changing.
I have
It's
a question.
ethereal.
It's
energy.
so good. Oh my God.
What's your question, beautiful man?
Let's actually, it's a split question. So it ties into your music and it ties into your cooking. And I want to ask you about the zone. When you get in the zone, and if you're cooking a dish, and do you ever get in your own head where it doesn't matter who you're cooking for? It's like
You don't hear anything else.
right. Ryan knows what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Same as music. Like, do you ever get in that fucking zone where you're so focused on, I want to make this as good as it can be?
I know there's been definitely, like, you know, I've definitely had some moments in my life where somebody important was having dinner, let's say, and
Yeah,
Okay,
you've cooked for dignitaries.
Cooked for some players, yeah.
No, he's had some major fucking.
I've
got,
definitely done
Yeah.
some cooking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. And like a lot of times what'll happen, like if you're talking about a restaurant setting where someone comes in off the street.
No,
Yeah.
whatever setting. Because like
Like,
I've been,
I remember being in Alberta when Ralph Klein came in for lunch.
Oh, I fucking love
And
that
it's like,
dude,
oh,
man.
Ralph
Prime
Klein-
bucks, baby.
Ralph
Fucking
Klein's in
Klein
for
was the
lunch.
shit.
Well, this
No,
isn't
but
awkward.
in all
right?
seriousness, I
And
know
so,
what
like,
I
when
know
you're
what the
talking about
zone
the
is.
zone.
The zone. I've been in the zone for what I used to do. That's not what we're talking about today. But I've been in the fucking zone. So I'm asking you, tell me about the zone, either musically or culinarily, if that's a phrase. Tell me about the zone.
The zone is a place where, like, when it's like in a kitchen and culinary, like, you know, you could be so deep in the weeds
Yeah.
and you know you've got 10, 15 chits up and it's not going well in a sense that, you know, you weren't ready for it or whatever. You know, in the zone is just that place where you go to where you start making like weird judgment calls. You know, that's part of being a leader and part of being an executive or
100%,
something. But
yeah.
you go into a sort of a state of like making calls and, you know, just basically making sure that certain actions are orchestrated in a certain way. But it's like a calm comes over you.
In the chaos, the calm
You have to
shows
be,
up.
right?
Yeah.
And you kind
I
of have
had
to just
the,
reach back and go like, everybody, I see everybody for what they are.
Yep.
And I need to minimize everything,
Yep.
including myself, egotistically, and just look at everybody as pieces on a fucking chessboard.
Yeah,
And it's like, you need to be here. You need to be here. You need to shut the fuck up. You need to give me a Perrier with a straw and a lime. Pronto. Cocksucker.
I had the
With
privilege
3 fingers of vodka.
Absolutely.
I had the
Gin.
privilege of
Gin,
seeing Chris in the zone.
Yeah.
I did.
Yeah.
We did.
'Cause
Yeah.
I was behind the camera, right?
Yeah.
And
That
I
is
was in
true.
the truck, and it was a lot of fucking. And it started off slow, and then it amped
That's the
up
way
and
I
amped
like
up and amped up, and he had, you know, a lot of good people around him to help him out. But I saw that switch where he got in the zone
Yeah.
and did the thing. And for me personally, behind the camera when we filmed that, it was a fucking magical moment for me. Right? You know, I'm not getting all fucking.
Remember when we were doing the B-roll stuff and we were
Yeah,
getting him to put
Right?
the beef patties on the
Yeah.
hot plate, like on the griddle, and you were down there, and we were in like a shit situation because it was so fucking cold. Remember how cold? Remember the
It was
oil was
not
frozen.
I
The
know,
oil
like,
was
holy-
frozen. Remember that?
Fucking, I
It was
remember that,
so
man.
chunky,
Yeah.
So-
it was like lard and stuff. Yeah.
A little bit of inside baseball.
That makes the story. Yeah.
Hang on, because I'm gonna build on what you're saying here.
And we were all hung over to shit.
Oh my god, we got
Well, that's
so
a
drunk
separate
that night
story, but-
before here.
We
Yeah, I
drank
know.
like
We
we
drank.
drank like sailors
We
Way
drank
too long.
so much fucking booze.
the
But
night prior, like good chefs and general managers do.
yeah, but we so we show up at the food truck, and if you were there, and thank you for coming, by the way. But if you were there, you almost didn't get French fries that day because we showed up that morning. Remember, and it ended up being a beautiful day, and it got really warm that day.
It was quite chilly in the morning.
In
and
the
then,
morning.
yeah, it progressed. to
When
be
we
quite
needed to
cold.
fire all the fucking oil and shit.
The overnight, the oil was so we show
Frozen.
back up,
The
and
first
it's a
batch of
fucking
fries was saturated.
No, it
They were
was-
delicious fries. Though,
was
let me
so
And
tell
Chris
you.
is like, we got a problem. I'm like, what's the problem? He goes, the shit's frozen. I'm like, fuck. man.
It was so bad, and we got like the technical guys involved. We got the actual like the mechanics and stuff to come and look at things, and they're like,
They're
yeah, no,
moving
guys,
parts
sorry, it's
for
just too
sure.
it's just too cold, guys, it's just too cold. You gotta wait. And
Yeah,
we're like, oh, okay,
That was like, and that's the thing, like, you know, it's kind of like that a poor craftsman blames his tools, you know, logic.
right.
It's
Yeah.
like, you know what? You're going to put me in this stinky ass frozen fucking turd of a trailer in the middle of April. It's like fucking, it was
The
minus
first
3
of
all
April.
night.
It wasn't even. It was
And,
barely out of March.
You know, maybe it
true,
hit
yeah.
4 degrees that day with the sun
Yeah.
right up your ass with a fucking microscope or
Yep.
something.
Yes.
And yeah, right. So it took a lot. It was difficult. The water froze too.
I saw.
Yeah.
And you know what? And
And
this
that's
is
the thing. Like the health
Oh yeah,
department
so
can
for,
shut
for,
you down
for
if you
all,
don't have
all of
running
you
water.
listening or
Yeah.
watching right now that came down that weekend, you don't. This is the backstory of the shit we had to fucking deal with.
Oh my god! So, and this is the first time I actually saw actual Chef Chris. Okay, so we were trying to
Iceman,
mitigate this,
cool as
right?
ice.
But at the same time, very dictatorial, very fucking brigadey, very
Yeah.
captain of
Yeah.
I need this, I need this, I need this. But cool as a cucumber the entire time.
Cool as ice, man.
You would never know we were in the
Respect.
shit out
Nope.
of the gate with him at the helm. Like it was.
Never let him see you sweat.
Yeah, and you do, and you hold that up, even with your friends and your family. Like
Oh,
it was crazy.
You can never let people see you sweat. Like when it comes to moments like that, like you just have to stand up
Yeah.
and like you know, just get through it. I can't
Yep.
explain it.
It was so
Just-
good. Like you are Grace Under Fire if it was personified is what I saw.
Like in the back in the day, like we used to go through some brutal kitchen services.
Yeah.
You know, and like chefs would throw stuff at us. They would throw hot pans at us. And, you know, like it was all good and dandy. That's just how it was. So
Yeah.
I always made it a point that when I got to do my kitchens, I wasn't going to be that guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, I was going to capture the fire maybe, but not the physical torment as part of it, right?
Jen's comment. Yeah, we fucking know Jen.
Yeah,
Like,
it was
you
so
I
fucking
had
cold.
chefs that would grab you by your apron and your jacket and
Yeah.
get in your face,
Yeah.
right? I wasn't going to do that to my guys.
Of course
Yeah.
not.
Right. It's a different generation too.
And
So-
but I mean just in the
But you got to it's one of those things you have to be able to well, you know, cuz you're in management
yeah.
and you do stuff like that too. Like you have to be able to get in everybody's headspace all at once, sound firm, in charge, not
But empathetic at the same time.
but you can't let anybody think that you don't that you doubt anything.
That's right.
Like when,
Yeah, you're
when
right.
you lead, people have to go, "Oh my god, this guy is 100% serious about what he's saying."
Yep.
And I will run through a wall for this guy.
Yeah.
Because I know he means what he says.
But it's different in the kitchen.
I always bailed my guys out as long as they didn't lie to me or fuck me over. You
Yeah.
know, I always worked
Which
with
is
my
fair,
guys and
yeah,
talked.
right?
But it's
Yeah,
it's
right?
different in the kitchen than it is in like corporate.
But a
like,
lot of chefs are dicks. And they'll only teach kids so much.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, you work in the salad station until you're this good, you fuck face. And if you do that to someone for 187 days, call them a fuck face.
They're gonna leave.
And put them in the salad station and watch them cut themselves 37 times
Yeah.
while you scream at them for mushrooms. Eventually, they're going to probably not want to cook as much anymore for you.
or at all. Like you actually might like
Right.
stomp the
It's
spirit
same
right out
as
of that
the
kid.
army, right?
Yeah.
So
Well, you know what?
like-
That's fucking funny thing you say. Like, what you're talking about, you're used to working in a team environment as a professional fucking
you have
cook.
to, yeah.
So when
You're
I'm
only
cooking
as
at
good
home,
as the people
when I'm
around
cooking
you.
at home, it's like stay the fuck out of here. Stay out
Well,
of my
cooking at
space.
home definitely. I'm the same way.
Right?
It's
I don't
like,
need people in my
I
space.
know what's
Like,
going
stay
on,
the
and
fuck
this is
out of
where
here.
you can help me.
I'm
if I
doing
need
all
it.
this shit, and it's probably more than I can handle from some. You know, when I have a lot of people and a lot of shit going on.
Yeah,
And it's not like I failed, but it's like I could have been better if I would have
Yeah.
accepted some help. But
this
like,
is-
no, get the fuck out of here. Don't
Yep.
come in this space.
all the help was the
This
day
is
before
my
when I
world,
needed
I'm
potatoes
doing
and
my
garlic
shit.
peeled.
Right? But
Like when we prepped the food truck that night and we
Right.
were chopping potatoes and doing the thing, right?
70
a
or
fun
80
night.
pounds of potatoes
Yeah.
or something.
We were all in the shit while Chris was walking around with his camera. Like I'm just kidding, Chris. I'm
Yeah,
kidding.
that's
I'm
pretty much
joking.
what I was doing.
I'm joking.
Oh no, that's not,
That's
you're
why
not
he was
joking.
there.
You're not joking. That's actual fact. That's what I
What
was
does that
doing.
do? What does that do for you though? Like, okay, so you're a food
It's
guy.
hard.
Like,
It's hard.
It's
It's hard.
tough. It's tough
It's
to
hard.
not jump on the line and just do
Listen.
the thing, right?
Ryan, no, don't let cats out of the bag. Tomorrow's gonna be hard. 'Cause they're
Yeah,
gonna
to,
see-
to actually, yeah, because he's gonna fuck up, and you
Yeah.
can't say a goddamn word.
No, I have to
'Cause
know
that's
my
the
role.
show.
I have to know my role. I'm just a fucking production guy.
Could you imagine? Okay, all right. Here's a quick. All right, I love this because we're inundated. We're over inundated in this
100%.
society.
Yeah.
With cooking shows and stupid like box challenges and all that bullshit, right?
Yeah. Which is all bullshit. Yeah.
Here's a question I have for you, Chris, Chef Chris.
Chef Chris. There you go.
What
Oh,
happens? Imagine if you were like a judge on a food show and you're watching somebody entirely like pig fuck something that you know the way to make it good. Would you be able to like stifle yourself as the judge to let them fuck up so hard when you could have just given them one quick fucking, because again,
But is there like a moral?
well, it's a show, right? Like it's a
Well, then, yeah,
competition.
yeah,
could
you're
totally-
the
I
judge.
could keep my-
So you would
you're
would just
unchopped.
but
right?
you would just
like
hold
you
it
talking
back.
about like the old school Iron Chef back in the day?
Yeah.
Yes.
Like I could totally like be the guy that walks by and be like, "Yeah, you're totally blanching those wrong."
Would
Like,
you, but
Oh,
would you?
no.
But would you offer help?
totally.
Or but
No,
what if
no.
they told you can't? Let them fucking fuck themselves.
Then I would just walk by and be like, "That's an interesting way of doing that."
That's the
Okay.
answer I was looking for.
That's what
Fucking
I'm-
right
that-
there.
yeah,
Yeah,
I wanna know how
Ryan,
that
that's
works.
What we're looking for.
But I know him as a human, and I know that would kill him. I know that would kill him inside, knowing that he could totally help that person be the champ, right?
Well, for what I'm doing tomorrow,
and he'd be like,
I
and this is what I'm saying. You're gonna go through this. Watching
100%. I'm gonna tell you about it when it's done.
Okay. So then we do
Cooks
have
in
to do more
kitchens,
shows.
like cooks in kitchens will actively sabotage one another. I've seen it. It's crazy.
Really?
Not in every kitchen, mind you, but like I've seen it in.
Did
big
you ever do
kitchens
it?
Have I ever sabotaged?
Did you ever do
someone?
it? Like somebody that was a fucking piece of shit, and you're like, fuck that guy, or fuck that girl, whatever. Like, did you ever do that?
Once.
Oh, fuck. Please tell us. Please tell
I
the
thought you were
story.
gonna say no, I'm not that guy, but now you have to tell the story, right?
Chris,
I love it.
I'm not that guy.
No, he's
No,
not.
I know
That's the
you're
best
not that
part.
guy. I
That's
know
why
you're
this
not
is
that
so
guy.
good.
So that's
knew a
why.
guy
That's
back
why
in the
this is
day.
a story. So this
All
is
right.
a story.
I
right?
knew a guy who was like a sous chef, kind of,
Okay.
Yeah.
and he didn't deserve to be one.
Okay.
And he was a piece
Okay.
of shit. And basically, his MO
Yeah.
was like preying on like the 17 and 18-year-old girls.
Oh.
And like, you know,
Fuck yeah. So you did it for the right reasons.
he was the kind of guy that would lure like young girls in, fuck
Servers,
them,
whatever.
Yeah, fuck
and
that
then
guy.
like discard them, right? And like that's cool if you want to do that, but don't do it at
Yeah.
work. Maybe
No.
I don't know. I'm not into young women and all that shit. I think that
No,
shit's
no.
gross, especially in this climate today with all the shit that's going on, right? You know, date people your age or age appropriate, I think. Anyways,
He's
like, this guy-
saying that
this
to
guy
me
was
in
like-
my eyes, by the way, because
He was like our age
I'm married
now.
to his 10-year younger sister.
He was like our age now, though. Right? Like he was like in his 40s back then.
Yeah.
Like trying to fuck girls that were 16,
18.
17.
Oh, my God.
18,
That's not cool,
Shut
man.
up.
servers
Okay.
and hostesses and stuff.
Jesus Christ.
Right. And, you know, he'd get them coked out and stuff, all kinds of shit.
Fuck off. Are you
Oh, yeah.
serious?
And so, like, yeah, eventually when I left, I took about, a good, like, a heaping mittful of, like, kosher salt.
Yeah.
And I put it in every single thing in the cold top. So, like, a bechamel sauce, the tomatoes,
my
Dave's getting
God.
me another ride.
the lettuce, the onion.
Yeah, you fucked his
anything
shit
that-
up. Good for
I
you.
threw
Good
salt
for you.
on
Good.
everything. So when the guy would have came in the next day, everything he put out would
Wilted.
have been
Just
salty.
wilted and
salty.
fucked. Yeah.
Salty as shit.
Oh my
and fucking
God.
gross. And I trashed his mise en place. I just salted his mise en place with like a box of salt.
That's some
basically.
gangster ass fucking culinary shit right there. You heard it here tonight.
Yeah.
All right.
Getting Sauce
I don't like
podcast.
fucking with
I
people's
love
shit
it.
though.
No, but
It's really
but
You know
not
what?
did-
You did the right thing. You did the right thing.
This guy
Fuck
was
that
a
guy.
piece
yeah, if you
of
would have said
shit.
because like he made a flan better than you, I would have been pissed. You know what I mean?
No.
But
If someone makes a flan better than me, then I'm gonna buy.
I'm
them
gonna
a
eat
beer.
it. I'm gonna
Yeah,
eat that. Yeah,
exactly.
exactly.
Yeah, for sure.
But-
right? Mutual
so-
respect.
I want to know about before we're gonna get you to play something else, if that's okay.
Yeah.
But I want to know this, and I'm sure Chris is down for this. Tell me some kill count stories in the kitchen from those days.
Yeah.
We just talked
What do you
about.
mean, though? Like
I'm talking about
slaying dragons. and
how many times did being the chef curry favor to buy someone a drink at the end of the night and then drag them home?
Yes.
Was it
Let's hear the
stuff? Say
underworld.
at least 8 times.
at least 8 times? He's got it. He's got
man.
it.
Oh
This
yeah.
is the this is the
yeah.
this is the Chris Morrison Kitchen Confidential version of the fucking-
100%.
Oh, this is what I mean, right? I want
Yeah.
to know this. I want to know the nitty
That's,
gritty.
that's
I want
what
to know.
that's what we
I was
want to hear.
so
I'm with
greasy.
Ryan. I want to hear that shit. Yeah.
At one point,
All
boys,
day.
I was so greasy that like depending on where I was working, I would be a chef, an executive chef or whatever. I have business cards too. I remember like chatting girls up and being like, that was how greasy I was. I'd be like, here's my business card.
So
Back in the dizzy.
So it's a little more rye than fucking
You were
Sorry, we're getting the mixologist report. Excuse
I was
us.
more rye than ginger. Yes.
Breaking
Thanks,
news.
Dave.
What's Dave saying about the briskets?
He said he goes, we ran out of mix, so you're getting pretty much straight rye.
Yeah.
He's an honest
Okay.
squire. I appreciate that.
And he has like fucking 6 cents. He goes, like there's no speakers going on. I got headphones. And he goes, what the hell's what's Chris talking about? I'll fucking tell you later.
Talking about you, Dave. This was for
Dave,
you.
we're talking about
Okay,
you,
so
bro.
it did help, right?
Yeah.
Now here's the
It
question:
didn't hurt.
Did you ever have to actually like cook them something to be
Couple
like
times.
to like keep it going? Like did
Couple
you
times.
like, oh fuck, now I gotta like make a fucking London broil
It's
or
just
I
like,
gotta
it's just like
Totally a couple times.
yeah.
I cooked dinners for
Chris-
like families and stuff. Like where like I was sleeping
tell
with
us
a girl,
about tell us about
dating
Shane
a girl,
in
and
the
I
fucking
cooked dinner for like
culinary
the
world.
family or something.
Shut
right?
up, Chris. Army Chris.
No,
hang
no,
on.
it's okay.
Wait, I like because I know where Army Chris is going, and I want that at the end of this. So go
Okay.
on.
So
I'll
what's
save
the-
it.
No, like
Ryan-
so you had to
keep
you had
going,
to
yeah,
you
keep
had to
going.
you had to put the whites on.
Oh, there was a
And-
few times for sure where like I was seeing someone
Yeah.
and it was like, oh, my parents heard you were a chef and you just gotta make them dinner. And it was like, so I would, show up and it would be like Nona was fucking there and like Nona, and
Yeah.
all of a sudden it's like, hey, okay, how many people are in this family, right? And it's like, you didn't tell me your whole family was from Rome or Sicily or whatever. And I'm making the eggplant parmesan. That's a little bit unfair, like. But it's definitely happened. I'm not gonna lie to you. Yeah.
So Army Chris, what was your follow up on that? Because this is perfect. This is so good. Army Chris,
Yes, sir.
Army Chris.
what was your follow up on about like how he slayed dragons with?
Oh fuck, man.
He already forgot.
With only an Irish shillelagh.
I honestly thought we moved on.
No, it was.
Oh,
I
come
thought it was
on.
going to go well.
No,
So
man.
you actually had to like put it on, like you were
I've worn the
you were the
coat.
show pony.
I've worn the coat in the kitchen and out of the
I
kitchen.
You were
think
the
if
show
been in
pony.
that spot, right?
I have definitely performed, if that's what you're saying.
That's what I mean.
I've been a stallion. I've been a stud. I've been a like.
You know what?
It's like when you have a really nice female dog
Yeah.
and you just bring a horny male dog in to fuck her.
But listen,
I've been that guy.
I think we've
Yeah.
all been there where fucking upper management wanted to put on a show for whatever that you didn't
Yeah.
even agree with or whatever. And you fucking play the game, right? I've been there in the
Oh,
fucking
yeah.
military like
That too.
Yeah.
That
19,000
too.
times.
Okay, so there it is. Did you ever slay any dragons while you were overseas there, Craig? Or Chris? Sorry. Army
We
Chris?
want to hear about the Kandahar.
Overseas, no.
I can't say it. It wouldn't be gentlemanlike. Sorry.
Not while I was deployed. We were very busy. That I slayed some dragons. Yeah.
Over there, though, I mean, like when you were actually on tour, did you ever actually
I
have?
didn't have time for that. We were fucking
Really,
very,
eh?
very, very, very kinetic.
It reminds me of that joke about the.
You know what? People ask me that question. Like, you don't have a lot of pictures. Like you repost the same 5 pictures of your last tour in Afghanistan. I was like, I wasn't a fucking tourist over there. I was a little bit busy.
Yeah, right. The word tour is very fucking liberal in that sense.
That's why we use deployment now. Like fucking this.
Yeah.
It's not a tour. It's 7 months of a bunch of shit. So I don't have a lot of goddamn. Look at me.
It reminds me of the joke.
I literally have 5. I'm like, fucking, and I recycle the same ones. Like, that's all I got. Sorry. I don't have any cooler pictures than that. I was kind of busy not getting killed.
Yeah,
So-
I was dodging bullets and trying to disarm bombs.
If you don't mind,
Bombing the capital is way different than seeing the
yeah,
capital.
man.
Yeah.
So that was fucking. You know what? Here, actually, I'm gonna spin this into a culinary story.
All right.
I'm down.
So we were eating fucking MREs forever, and you
Oh
get-
God,
you
we had
get-
a whole show about this
Wow.
once, and it was so
Yeah, you get
eye-opening.
So it's like I said, okay, because the morale's going down, right? With the troops, give me all your fucking MREs with my own guys, and I took them all, and I figured out what they were, and I broke them down, and I like created a fucking meal out of them by breaking them down, and we always carry some spice.
Okay.
Right.
All right.
Because they're not the best.
No,
not the
no,
worst.
they're not terrible.
No, they're not as bad as people make them out to be.
Of course.
It's the redundancy of eating them like for months on end. So what you do is like, okay, well, give me all your fucking MREs. I got this. I got a tuna, a steak thing, blah, 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 blah. And I'm going to fucking reduce it down, drain all the liquid, which is preservative shit, out of it, and then try to create some char to it, and then do this and that. And we're looking at all the details of how he did it. Like, you could actually take all these MR meals ready to eat, or IMPs, which we call them in Canada, and fucking turn them into a half decent meal.
Yeah.
Just to give the boys a morale boost. So, I remember doing that, a couple times. Because, you get fucking sick of eating that shit.
Oh, fuck. I can only imagine. You imagine having to live on MREs for...
Sounds absolutely terrible.
Yeah. Like, did you ever... And I know we touched on this on your podcast, but this is mine. So I'd like to kind of revisit this. And I think Chris will find that... Yep. I think Chef Chris will find this interesting.
No, I fuck up on my microphone.
Oh, no, it fell off.
I'm not qualified.
It fell off. What...
Libertarian.
What?
I'm not a communist. Ask your questions.
Gypsy. What was oh shit, where was I going
your
with
microphone
this?
Attacks
it was
me.
about your shit.
You want to ask me about food in the army?
Yeah, I know. I can't remember what the hell it was now.
I think you're doing great.
God damn it. Oh, it was local food. So when you were over, like when you were deployed, were you ever able to actually eat like locally somewhere?
Every opportunity I had.
But so you did it, right? Like, did families cook you guys meals and shit because they loved you because you were there to help?
Man. So we have a bunch of guys called PMed, Preventive Meditation, or Meditation, Preventive Medicine Technicians. And so what happens when you get overseas? You get a list of shit you're not supposed to do. I'm like, fuck that. Right? I ate local every opportunity I had.
So so just to keep everybody up to speed, where you were you were in Bosnia, right?
I was in Bosnia.
Yep.
Cyprus, Afghanistan, yep.
Cyprus. Oh my God, how was the food?
Well, fuck, that was a fucking tourist tour. It was really good.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what the most interesting was. The food in Bosnia was exceptionally great. And I ate on the economy, as I talked about before.
Okay.
Now, Afghanistan, my first deployment over there, we had local employees who would do barbecue and shit. And it was like fucking, like kebab, like the same as all around the world. But I'll tell you what, the best time was this. We were, it was an early morning bomb problem.
Okay. But early morning bomb problem. I've had those.
Yeah. Because I was a counter ID guy. For everybody that knows who I am, I was a counter ID guy. And we rolled out really early. We missed breakfast. We were out there. And we have to close down all local business because there's a bomb, right? It's a fucking...
Of course.
It's a shit show. And everybody's starving because we haven't eaten yet.
Yeah.
There's a guy... we have to close down all the local businesses because, shit might blow up and stuff. And this guy's making this fresh naan bread. And, well...
Oh, that smell.
That's a lot of problem for people as how it's made. I'm going to leave that alone. And it's huge, long strips. You can feel the steam coming out of it. And, you always carry American money over there to, pay off whoever you need to pay off, right?
Yep.
And fucking... everybody's starving. I gave there was a guy on the Cooker Action Force, and I said, "Hey, dude, here's $25 US or whatever. Go buy all that fucking dude's naan bread." And they're huge, long strips, man.
Yeah,
they're 6 feet long, right?
Yeah.
And fresh as fresh.
Oh my God, I can fucking taste it.
Ryan, I cannot tell you how good it was. It was so fucking good.
I can fucking I seriously can't. I can
rip the strips
smell
off,
it.
hand up to the troops. And I'm pretty sure I paid that guy's wages for like a fucking month. He was
Good
like,
for you.
"What?" I said, "You need to close your shop." And he's trying to get by, right? He's just a dude. I said, "Dude, I'm gonna buy everything in your shop that you're gonna sell today." And I handed him the money, and boom, close shop. Because if we have to blow this bomb up, because we're in the middle of Canada City, right? I'm like,
Yeah.
fuck, well, I don't want to fuck your shop up. So, and actually, we're pretty hungry, and your shift feels pretty good. So,
Yeah.
that's how that went down. And,
Oh, fuck.
I love those moments.
It sounds so pedestrian for somebody that's not a service guy like you. Like I've never served. I never did any of that. And like obviously I have the utmost respect for what you guys do. But at the same time, it's like, if there's one thing I'm ever jealous about, is the fact that you have the opportunity to eat somewhere else. Like, yeah, I'll totally go over and like nuke a bunch of people in Vietnam as long as I get some good pho.
Do you know what I'm gonna do?
You know-
I know
you know
a
what I
couple
mean?
dudes that are army cooks. I want to get them on your show.
Oh my God, please. Yo, I'd love to talk to them because I'm thinking about, the only cohesive thing that keeps your organizations together is morale. And one of the biggest things that helps morale, I think, is obviously communal food, right?
You know what? It's an old adage in the
I
military.
agree, by the way.
The fucking army runs on beans and bullets.
Isn't it?
So
It's
start with
Beans and bullets.
Beans and
This is
bullets.
good.
Bullets are
Sounds
later.
like a Smashing Pumpkins song.
It does. It should be a bad.
You
And it's
want
beans
lead or
first.
silver?
And it's like, if you
Put your mic
have
down.
you have no idea. And I know a few dudes that are military cooks, and they
Yeah.
know, and the old school guys know the how you feed the troops is a fucking massive impact on
Yeah.
how they perform in the field. Like trust me, it's a huge deal. And I know guys like they make the
Yeah,
extra
but
effort to. So I'll give you guys an example. I'm going to go back to 1989, 88, 89, 90. So each unit, each battery in the regiment that I was in, each had their own flying kitchen, right? So a flying kitchen is a military field kitchen. And it was always competition from them who could make the
The
best food in the
Flying
field.
Kitchen.
The flying kitchen. I have a show called that. I only did one
Yeah,
episode.
you did, and it was
I'm-
fucking awesome. And
I'm
now
gonna-
I understand why it was called
Yeah.
that. That's
I'm
fucking
gonna do
cool.
it again. And I will do it again. So it was a big deal for there was a competition between these flying kitchens to who can make the best food for their individual unit within that regiment.
Yeah.
And we fucking, I'll tell you right now, we ate better in the field than we did on base
Oh fuck yeah.
in the mess hall, because those guys were very competitive, and like they're in a fucking military flying kitchen thing with limited resource, limited food, and they're like, fuck that, we're gonna crush it, we're gonna make good food for these guys. These guys bust their balls to make good food for us, because I'll tell you right now, if you're a fucking frontline dude, just give me a good meal and I'll go do my shit.
Yeah.
Give me a shitty meal, like I'm fucking sad now. And I no, but I'm serious. I knew they had the head chef, and it was in Bosnia. That's back in 03, was good. I always went and met the cooks. If you're an experienced dude like I am,
Yeah.
the first thing you do as a fucking warrant officer in the military when you land on the ground in theater is go find the supply guy and the cook and go, hey man, how you doing?
Yeah. No
'Cause,
shit. Like that's just the
you
smart
know,
thing to do.
Yeah, I ran some small team shit and whatever. And we need to have a relationship before, so we're clear on what I'm going to fucking go do here. And on my last deployment in Afghanistan, that fucking head cook, Canadian dude, didn't matter what time we rolled out, because we would go out at whatever time of the night or day or morning. We had
Yeah.
normal feeding hours,
Mhm.
but that fucking guy always made sure we had a fresh meal lined up for us when we got back. Was it filet mignon? No, because you know what? It was fucking good food, the best with what they had.
With what they had, yeah.
And we showed massive respect.
It makes sense to make friends with that guy.
Any Canadian fucking cooks that will ever watch the show, I'm telling you right now, much respect for you guys, because you're doing the best you can with what you have in austere conditions and with shitty ingredients, to be honest. And I fucking respect that, and we respected that, and that's what I have to say about that.
That's fucking wild. Like it is. You think about that. It's the most primal thing that we have to do as humans. No matter what situation you're in, you have to eat, right? And you have to drink.
Yeah.
You have to do those things. And that's what I think, like, it brings us together at the same time as, no matter if it's in like fun barbecue, we're having a fucking get together in the backyard, or I'm stuck in a fucking cave with some fucking dude that has a lighter and some fucking
right. But
wood.
we can all appreciate a good meal.
Yeah, and you have to.
And I don't need a great meal every day. But
no, we don't. None of us do.
I'm tired. I'm cold and I'm wet. And just give me one good meal, and I can promise you, the Canadian Armed Forces fucking cooks knew how to deliver that.
That's fucking wild.
I have nothing but respect for them.
All right. What's your tune, Chris, Army Chris, that would make you think like good thoughts? Because I get it, you have a lot of bad thoughts of what happened back in those days, but like, is there a tune that would bring you back, that would make you feel good about those days? Like you're a 25 plus year veteran.
Yeah.
Is there anything that, like, was there any music? Like, did you guys actually, like, were you able to listen to stuff while you were over there? Just try and keep your sanity. You know what I mean? Like, what kept your sanity while you were there?
Well, here's the thing. Most of the music we had wired up in the vehicle, which is, legally modified and wired up, was how to go out and fucking kill people.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you a funny story. It was mostly death metal, all the shit the kids were into.
Yeah.
There was a time my guys were wound up too tight. So I said, here's what we're going to play. We're going to play Summertime by DJ Jazzy Jeff and the Fresh Prince. and I made the whole convoy slow down to like 3 miles an hour. So everybody sees. You're like, what the fuck? I said, all you fucking dudes are jacked up.
Summertime. Seriously? Yeah. That was the song, eh?
Well, I'll tell you why, Ryan, because we had, there was guys that were just too fucking amped up. Like, there's
too amped up, yeah.
You have to manage
guys that are ready to kill people.
You have to manage rage, exactly, Chris.
We
just lost a bunch of guys, and everybody's fucking like wound the fuck up. I'm like, okay, that's cool, I get it. You want to go get some, that's fine. But if you want to go do that, I need you down here. I need you on point. I need you level. I can't have you jacked up. So they're used to going out to Disturbed and all this fucking shit. And I love that. But what I need you to do is just kind of calm down for a minute. So what I did was I said, Jeff, play this. DJ Jazzy, there it is. Now imagine rolling 3 kilometers an hour down Highway 1 in Afghanistan. But what about a groove that soothes and moves romance? Give me a soft, subtle mix. And if it ain't broke, then don't try to fix it.
All right, I don't want to fuck my YouTube up, so I'm not gonna keep it going.
No, that's all you get. But that's exactly what I did.
That's not. And this is the funny part, right? This is the funny part about our perception about military service.
Yeah.
We see the Forrest Gump versions. You know what I mean? I'm serious. Where it's all like CCR, it's all fucking gritty and blah, blah, blah. No, you know what? These are real people that just want to I want to taste a home. And they hear something like that. And it's like, I'm good. You know, like that's all I kind of needed to like center me a bit. And I fucking love that story. I love that. You've told me this. I played this on a Getting Soft podcast.
No, we talked about this before,
Yeah.
right? This is not new. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like, manage your people, like calm the fuck down. Let's get down
100%.
here
Yeah.
and get through this. Like at the end of the day, you just want to get your shit done, and you want to do it. You want to do a good job, right? I was never about, well, let's just fucking do the minimum to get home.
Yeah.
Like, fuck that shit. While we're here, because I was very fortunate to have the team I had, and like, no, fuck that. We're going to go do this stuff. If you don't do that with me, then fucking get the fuck out of my team.
And don't get me wrong, I love CCR, right?
Yeah.
But it doesn't mean it's, whatever. What do you got for us,
Born in
Chef
the
Chris?
Bayou would be cool, but I'll listen to whatever you got.
Chef Chris, what do you got for us?
Chef Chris, what do you got, man?
CCR for a second, but
Can't hear you.
No, keep going. Keep going. Forcing your fun with me, Rick. Yeah.
Who? That red, white, and blue. And when the taxman hails to the chief, who? They point the cannon at you, Lord. It ain't me. It ain't me. I ain't no senator's son. It ain't me. It ain't me. I ain't no senator's son. Fuck yeah, that was fucking awesome. There it is. Spoon in hand. Lord, don't they help themselves now? Fuck yeah, this is so good. This is what this needs to be. It ain't me. It ain't me. I ain't no fortunate son.
I love how happy you are right now.
Oh, I'm so fucking stoked. I'm so happy to have him here. I'm so happy that he's here doing this.
Yeah, and I'm happy you're doing this.
Oh,
Because you're going to walk away from this. Like, fuck that shit. No, you're not. Come on,
we'll
man.
see. Oh,
Once again, ladies and gentlemen, if you want to see or hear more Getting Sauce podcast, tell Ryan he's not done. Tell him he's not done. Because I believe in him. He's not done.
oh, that
He's
was
not
so
done.
good. That was so good.
Been
Oh,
a good
dude.
night.
Thank you. Again, I got to thank my brother-in-law for being here tonight. Chris Morrisson, like fucking a virtuoso, a renaissance man. If you didn't ever see one, didn't see it, didn't see.
Hashtag yes, Jeff.
He's so good.
All right, boys, I'm going to punch out.
I love you, man. Thank you for
No.
coming tonight.
I'm at your disposal anytime. Anytime you want to do this, I'm fucking always in because I love what
fuck
you're
yeah.
doing.
This was such a
And
good time.
you know what?
This has been such a good show. Like we're almost 3 hours into this show.
You know,
Like it's
Let me-
fucking nuts.
can I do a quick? Can I do a quick plug before I
Yeah,
go?
please do.
I know for those of you, there's a lot of people that watch this pod that used to watch mine. Hey, I'm coming back on May 7th. I want you to watch
yeah, you
my
are.
show because I got Sev Lavoie, who's a fucking rock star, fucking XRCMP 20-year
All
tech
right.
guy, leadership dude.
Very
Nice.
nice.
He's been on 8 million pods and is said he'll come on mine. It's going to be a good one. We're going to talk some dynamic, tactical, real-time field level leadership. So it's going to be a very good conversation.
Love
Please
it.
join me on that. And I got my radio show on Rev Radio every Thursday night.
Yeah, Revolution Radio. Guys, seriously, check it
Yeah.
out. This show is going to be on there. I'm sending it. Craig, just
Yeah,
so you know,
Ryan-
we talked
This
about
is
this.
just
You
like-
missed it.
Ryan's
This is
gonna
just the
come
beginning
back.
too.
Yeah.
Like we're gonna get better at this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like this
This
was
was
so
very
impromptu.
impromptu, yeah.
Yeah, it was
Very
fucking,
much
but
so.
it worked out so good. And it
And
sounds
that's
so
probably
good.
one of your best fucking shows you've ever done.
I love it. No, I just
Seriously,
I went up last time to get a drink, and I talked to my wife who was upstairs playing that Fallout game. My wife, and I said to her, I said, "This is the fun. This is the most fun I've ever had in a podcast, and it's all thanks to you guys. And I'm so glad you guys are here. We're gonna we're saying bye. Chris, do you have one last request before we close it out?
I thought he was
Chris?
gonna play Misery.
It's up. All right. Do you guys want to collaborate on a request here for
Chris,
a closer?
Would you play in some? Was that Misery?
And before we do, sorry, I do want to say one thing.
Go ahead, Ryan.
I can't. It's like fucking.
Bam, bam.
You know what it is? It's like a warm
Misery.
bath. When he plays, it's like slipping into a warm bath. I fucking love listening just to him fucking around.
I'll tell you what. I'm glad that many people have jumped in on Ryan's show. This fucking guy is born to fucking do what he's doing.
Stop. Seriously, stop.
I'm glad he's back.
Let me.
No, I'm telling you right now. Leave comments down below or whatever you gotta say. Ryan's back. He's very
Smash
good
that like button.
Smash that like button. Hit subscribe or whatever the fuck you say. I'm glad you're back, bro. That's all I have to say.
What I want to say before we close this out is we didn't even scratch the surface with my brother-in-law tonight. And
exactly. So that means you need a
there is so much more of this to come. And you know what we do, and to do a service to my own brain, we're gonna keep these shows going. So,
that's what we want to hear, right? Right,
what
people out there.
What do we want to close the show out with?
I don't know. Let Chris back. Dealer's choice, man. I don't know. Whatever.
Dealer's choice. Chris, you give us a fucking
Farewell.
Yeah, give us something that you just want to when you pick that fucking thing up in the morning and want to do something. What are you doing? That's what I want to hear. For Getting Sauced, I'm Ryan Lindley. Thank you, Army Chris, for being here tonight. My brother-in-law, Chris Morrisson.
Ciao.
Closing out, Getting Sauced, the podcast, right here on Revolution Radio Canada.